Hello! Welcome a day late to Synchronize, but that's our fault, so...
Don't tell... It's not a day late. We're right on time.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
it is
fine.
happy launch day. That is why.
So we actually... So besides the fact that we actually had other things going on yesterday, we already decided that we wanted to run it a day later because then we could talk as much as we wanted since the game won't launch.
right.
So if I want to
see.
like gush about a scene and an ending, I'm not a huge jerk.
Yeah. And if I want to talk about
Well, not a
milfs,
huge jerk about that.
No,
No, yeah, no,
Right,
I'm obviously
so,
a
yeah.
huge jerk to begin with.
But if I want to talk about MILFs or anything else, now I'm free to
What
do
do you mean
so.
if I was dressed up like Kyo? There's definitely... there's already precedent for... Yeah, okay.
So speaking of something without precedent, we have a special guest.
Oh, that's right. There's a strange person
Who
sitting over
am
there.
I? I don't know. I'm just literally just a dude off the street.
Dude, I mean, but you...
well-
The thing is, he was dressed like a Lillian Knight, and we saw him while driving, and we were like,
Yeah,
we
but
have to
hey,
pick him up.
yeah,
We have to house
Damn,
you
man.
in the car.
We have
In
to
the
house
car.
him now.
It's like,
We'll get you donuts. We'll get you donuts.
We'll get you
later.
back to
Got me
Southtown.
doing-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is, of course, Laban, Mr. KOF98 himself. So, Ian, welcome to the show here.
you, James.
Welcome to hanging out.
Finally on my childhood hero show.
No.
I love Game Facts. It saved my life as a child.
Oh, man.
Oh shit. What's up,
Yeah.
Kiwi? Yep.
Yeah.
Is that the 98?
Yeah, the
it's
98.
the 98 where we go to restaurants and the final bill says $98. You know?
I mean, honestly, though, I'm kind of excited because I know, obviously, you love 98,
Yes.
right? 15 is out. You've had a chance to play it a lot. And so I'm actually, we'll get into this, obviously. Curious how you feel about the game and everything, because
So far.
everything that I've been seeing on Twitter has been just like overwhelmingly positive. You know, people saying that, KOF fans saying that this might be their favorite KOF ever and stuff like that. You know, I mean, I don't know if this is just a high so far, you know, that honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the characters is going to be broken. We're like, I'm so sick of fighting this character, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Is there any, dude, that face, is there a
I
potential?
feel like there's a couple of contenders that are already coming up.
Okay.
Like seeing some of like the match footage from like launch tournaments. And stuff.
Right.
I feel like there's a couple of contenders.
I see people, I mean, it feels like to me, and again, I don't want to start this way, but it sounds like Terry is like the soul of the game right now, of Strive launch. Just punches you and you melt,
Entry
basically.
level. 'Cause it's like the start of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. It's like you have the main character, Grant, he does the boot.
Yeah.
So Terry doing Burn Knuckle is the boot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy to confirm. Third strike Chun low forward, but it goes like half screen, you know? You block it, it's safe.
man.
Yeah.
Just for everyone out there, don't take your friends who main Clark or Terry to Boba.
Unga.
Because they will unga the tea.
So there was this part. Yeah, because normally, you know, you puncture the thing.
Right,
so, but we had the hard shell top. And I
You saw that little circle.
It said put up. So in katakana, I'm like, oh, so that's for the plastic straw. It's the shape of the hole. It was meant for it. So I unga bunga'd it. And I'm like, I broke it.
Lance the fucking lid with the
Well,
straw.
I don't know if you guys remember when I first saw that lid, I was trying to stab through it too, and one of you was like, "No, that's not how you do this."
Me.
Like, yeah,
It was me. I
Yeah.
had to.
But you know, the thing is that like, he's in the back seat,
And
we just hear this-
driving.
and he just went through, and I was like, wait up. Oh no!
And then when I
he went Buster, woo, you know, Bad
Gangsta. Yeah.
The
Power
boba was
dunk.
not okay. The boba lid was not
So,
okay.
and when I broke it, my first thought was like, I most probably didn't use the right technique.
He was like questioning it, and I
And it's
turned
like-
around and I'm like, "Did you just fucking do what I think you did? Hold on, let me get my phone. Did you just do this?"
Yeah.
And so then I'm glad I started recording because that shit was comedy. And I mean, this isn't the first time. I mean, because again, James questioned the lid and putting, but let me, you know. I should have grabbed it. I know you have extra lids, but basically the lid is it's a nice recyclable, like reusable
Right.
cup to begin with, and the lid is a sturdy plastic lid. Now, instead of punching a hole like you do for bobas, it just comes with the custom straw hole and you put it there. But it also has a handy cover tab.
Yeah, it has this little
So
knot
it
so you
has
can
this
put the
fancy
lid
little knot
into
so you
the
could
cap
it
into.
caps it.
Right, but
For
when you,
traveling.
But see, here's the thing: when you pull it off, you're supposed to plug it into
Into
a
where
nice
the
little
hole-
hole
Yeah, that
in the
little
lid,
notch.
And
the
that's
thing
where
looks
these
like-
two
yeah.
think the
Okay.
straw goes.
I don't
but-
know if I could say this on stream, but this is like an episode of sequelitis. You know, I've been accustomed to you puncture it, and then just by
Right?
design,
Exactly.
I can't
feel the
read.
same way about this, dude. So
you see a
It's
hole,
not like,
it
a
must
handle
be
for pushing or
punctured.
pulling a door. It's not part of
Right.
intelligent design.
Yeah,
It's just
but-
like,
You just lift the tab.
There was a
I
little
didn't-
doodad.
I didn't power dunk it. Okay, At
You
least
didn't.
I
You
didn't-
asked.
I didn't.
I appreciate
power
that you didn't
Well,
power dunk it. You
but
asked.
I mean,
you
aren't
questioned it.
more of the Chinese martial arts more gentle and flowing?
Jesus.
That's
This
only
man
some.
is going to brute force.
No,
through.
I love Baji Chuan, so I
Yeah,
did.
I was about to say you just did the Baji Tran.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Oh
love
my
Tetsuya.
God.
You know,
Wow.
Oh, God.
Stomping the
I
floor. you're
made
like, "Huzzah!"
I made Akira and Virtua Fighter. I do super
There
elbow,
you
it gets
go,
counter
there
hit.
you
You know,
So he destroyed that bitch and just broke it, and then
try that hard.
and
Actually,
then,
that might have been EX straw punch. Yes.
yeah. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just gonna put the link to it so you could see the video because that shit's just comedy.
Hearing flashing
yeah.
yellow behind me.
Oh man.
Yeah.
At least
no.
I was plus.
Anyway, King of Fighters
Anyways.
15 is out. So King of Fighters, obviously, some people have managed to get it early. Obviously, the season pass holders got it
Yeah,
a few days
the
early.
digital deluxe edition.
Yeah, that's what I did.
But now this version, now it is out for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody has been able to have a chance to play it. And like I said, the overall opinions of it seems like it's really positive. A lot of people are saying that it's the most fun they've been having with a fighting game in a long time.
Unless you're
It's-
playing Ramon.
Yeah, it was okay.
Nah, he's not that much
There
different
was
than
some
14.
bitterness. I felt that. I
And
felt
it's
the
not.
wave
It's,
of
it's a
bitterness.
slight disappointment with some characters because we were hoping for a very long time that some characters like Ramon were buffed enough or treated better that
Yeah,
they could
and-
actually stand a chance in 15 competition wise.
I mean that almost sounded like last year me and Purple and Teppen like on a new set, you know? Like honestly.
Ramon didn't get too much significant compared to his 14 version.
Okay.
And so he's like one of the least changed characters in the
Okay,
jump.
okay.
And it just
Yeah.
and the thing is that like he couldn't even take good advantage as much of like 14's dumb quick max. And now that quick max is more restrictive, that gives him even less opportunity to do
Right,
it.
okay,
While
okay,
also they're like, hey, we're gonna give him a new CD. It's like the slowest CD in the game. I'm like, come on.
It feels like it might have been really good in a previous build.
Oh,
You know how it usually
yeah.
is the builds that we never get to see?
I
And
mean,
then-
like, I have actually heard in season 1 for Street Fighter V that Fang was so broken in one build that like somebody was just killing everybody in the offices with him. Then the game came out and he was trash, right? And so it's like, And honestly, 100% I feel like that's true about Lucia as well.
Yeah.
Because she looked like she had all the tools in the world
Yep.
and nothing she did worked.
Yeah.
You know, like all the shit that looked like she
it
was
should
supposed to be
work.
doing, yeah, just didn't work. So.
So since we're talking about that, I guess maybe we should start off with the characters we were hoping would be better but not.
Right. Well, I mean, before we get into that, I do want to talk about
Of course,
it general a
of
little
course.
bit. Just like, so a lot of people are saying that they're really enjoying this game and they're having fun with this fighting game. And, you know, I wanted to tweet this out, but I just like, I'll just save it for the show or whatever like that. I actually feel like I can kind of explain why a lot of people are having this feeling that this game is so fun for them right now. Is because we have been in this situation right now where we've been playing fighting games where they're scared to make moves very good, and again, it's the Street Fighter V syndrome. Everything leaves you right next to
Yeah.
somebody, and now it's like, is it your turn? Is it my turn? Right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, Giovanna's gonna drill at you, and she's plus.
That's
now
just
I
like,
can't
yeah.
hit, but dude, everything in this game, just like you block it and you're like, and you're far away again.
Or you're actually safe anyway.
This is old school fighting game style. When we play, the reason why Super Turbo, we never care about turns, never mind the fact that throws are 1 frame, but you're never after a blocking something, you're never at a range to be thrown.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I'm Fei Long, I go Rekka, you blocked it, I do light Rekka, and now bounce away, you can't do anything. We're back to neutral. KOF is all about that neutral.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Dandy J, the KOF zone. I love that. I love that terminology. And like, you know, that's what the neutral is all about. And so when you're playing KOF, you block Kyo's stupid offensive crouch heavy kick, which is really good, but it's safe.
Yeah.
And you're back into that neutral. And it's fun to do that again. You know what I mean? It's
like everyone gets to do wild shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone gets a turn. And it's refreshing because I feel like we've been stuck, not really in a drought, but we've had so many issues over the past 5 years with fighting games and franchises that we love. And here comes KOF 15 that has listened to the community, listened to what people want in a game. And for the most part, we pretty much got it all.
Yeah. So, I mean, as a kicker to that, did you play the game without installing like the day 1 patch?
No, I did not.
So if you played it, like if you have like a physical version or something, you just plug it in, disconnected from the internet. You're gonna play the 1.000 version of the game, and it has all the balance from beta 1.
Oh.
But you would put in the day 1 patch, then it has all the changes we saw in beta 2 or later, like Shermie's crouch B being cancelable, or even the stuff like the touchpad training mode reset on PlayStation, how it was, the beta 1, it was like Samurai Showdowns where you had to hit like the corner of the touchpad and it fucking sucked.
Right, yeah.
And we complained about that in beta 1, and beta 2, it gave us the hold the stick in a direction and just touch the touchpad. That's also part of the day 1 patch.
Yeah.
And so that's how closely they were listening, is that the game was basically done, and then they still made those quality of life changes to put into the day 1 patch.
Right.
And I think that's commendable.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like from a gameplay standpoint, it's fast, it feels good, the controls feel nice. So I don't know, I'm really glad to see a lot of people are enjoying the game.
Yeah. I have seen a couple of like minor complaints or people who are less enthused, and I when the first day I had it in my hands, I was kind of feeling a little bit like. So we've talked a lot about like KOF, they make a game, and then the sequel to that game is like the perfect version of it. And so like, 2000 is the better 99, 11 is the better 03, etc. And so we kind of saw this coming, that 15 was going to be just the perfect version of 14. But outside of a couple of the system mechanics, it almost feels too close. Like it's almost more like a 14 UM than it does feel like 15.
Right.
And I'm wondering if that might be part of what's been a little more off-putting, is like some of the returning 14 characters, at least at a glance, don't feel dramatically different.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably where a lot of people were mad about the MVCI thing, right? Where a lot of the characters came back and it was just like they have the same super, they have the same.
They just basically got ported over.
Yeah. But I mean, the good news is that not a lot of people played 14, so a lot of them don't know.
And the people that did play 14 are not like that upset, because they're like, this is a good game. I don't like another one.
Jesus,
I mean, look.
It may hurt, but it's the truth.
That's fair.
And here's another thing, I'm glad that you brought that up. Yeah, a lot of people weren't playing KOF 14 just for the sole reason that back then, everyone was bitching and complaining with how bad it looked. And today, I unfortunately had to see a few tweets of some people still complaining that, KOF 15 looks bad. It's like, no. Leave that shit, that awful talk in 2016 with your old crotchety old man attitude, because the game has totally changed since then. You sound like a boomer complaining.
Right here, you can tell. You can call me by my name.
Oh my God, James! Shut up, James.
Crotchety old man. I mean, come on.
And both of you are crotchety old men. I tease you about that all the time. But the thing is that seriously, if you're saying that, then you haven't even paid attention to this game yet.
I mean,
there's so much more. And okay, what, James?
I'm just laughing because like David is like so frustrated because he played a lot of 13. Right?
Yes.
He played a lot of 13, but like he tweeted like, "Yeah, I'm having fun with the game," and KK was like, "Oh my!" Like he's like, "Oh my god, you're." He's like, "Why is everyone reacting this way?" And he even said,
You didn't get it? Really didn't?
"No, he understands," but he's like, "I don't hate KOF, you know." Like,
no, but I'm so happy to hear that he's
Yeah.
enjoying it. That's actually great, and
I
that's proof.
Right.
That is
And-
proof
and
right
the,
there.
The reason why I brought him up because even he said he was because when all the trailers were coming out, he was like, "Man, this game does not look very good at
Yeah.
all." And he was like, "Dude, it looks fine." Like he's like, now that we're playing it in motion, he's like, "This game
Yeah.
looks just fine." He's like,
See?
"I'm good with it." So
There you go. It is, and I mean, most of the people are comparing it to MVCI and Street Fighter V.
Right.
And so far, I haven't seen any reverse capes in the faces, or random animations, or handsome characters looking like dog shit. So I think we're good. And you know,
You can say Ken by name.
Give me my man. Ken Masters has been my main for 25 freaking years until Street Fighter V. All right, I've been heartbroken. Okay, banana hair and then the short haircut, like
The French fry hair.
and you know, it just kept getting worse. It was like the running gag of Street Fighter V. So if you're gonna say 15 looks bad, Ken.
yeah,
Something glass houses.
Yeah, something
gonna-
rose-colored glasses.
I'm gonna mention to Pete my love here. I love you. Thank you for putting. No, I'm just kidding. I'm answering his question. It's Pete my love, right? I mean, I just sounded like I was talking
No,
to
it's
my.
Potemilov.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Potemkin
Is it-
love, like Potemkin, right?
Yeah.
Potemkin
No,
love,
okay,
Busta!
honestly, I see Pete my love too. So yeah.
No, it is.
It's definitely
it is
Pete
Pete my love.
Yes.
No,
Hello, Pete my love.
Any tips of learning KOF? Go to Dandy_J
Yeah.
on YouTube. Find his 2 videos. But the most important thing is movement.
That's what I
Learn
was
the
saying to
4
everybody.
jumps. I mean, dude, I was commentating Guilty Gear just earlier today,
Yeah.
and people in the chat were talking about KOF, and even the producers like, should I learn it? And I was like, yeah, you should learn it. And
Yeah.
people were like, what should I learn? And I was like, there's 4 jumps. Learn the 4 jumps. Learn the 4 jumps. Like, that is going to be the most important thing about the game,
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean, besides just, like every fighting game, try it.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
just
the most
just get your
important thing,
hands
yeah.
on it, feel it out a little bit, and if you start like being like, this is fucking cool, then yeah, look at all the
Right.
the basic tutorials. Like
And again,
DJ.
you know, like I said, in a lot of other games these days, one of the things that make them hard to play is that everything you do is like punishable.
Yeah.
Where everything you do, you get yourself killed. And KOF 15 is just not like that anymore. Because
Yeah.
I remember even when we were playing the beta, like I was using Kyo and I never canceled into the Rekka on block because I was scared of getting punished. And then later on, I was like, wait, let me try it. And I was like, and I pushed, and we're like, and that was it.
The light wrecker, right?
Yeah.
No, you want to do that as much as you want.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I have been so trained now not to do that kind
Yeah.
of thing that it felt weird to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, also good meterless DPs. Weird.
Yeah.
And so, the game is really, and again, I say this to everybody, 39 characters, you have to play 3
Yeah.
of them. Feels intimidating, but watch those Dandy J videos, understand the meta of the neutral,
Yeah.
and most of the characters, even though they do
Yeah.
have good variety, they all follow that.
That same,
Yeah, system mechanics.
I actually made a complimentary video back in the 13 day where, so you know that Dandy J meta where it's like the jab to counter the then the sweep counter the anti-air and that. I actually made a video on YouTube. It's called like Rule of 2 or 3. So you learn like, okay, what do you want to do as a fighting game player? You want to hit a dude. What do? You hop at them, then you usually hit confirm. And in most King of Fighters games, it's like 1 to 2 light attacks, then you're pushed out to continue to do light attacks. So it's like, after you do that, it's like, what do you want to do again? You want to hop back in and just keep running it until it works. And that's when the opportunity to counter the dude with a jab comes in. So my guide acts as a, like, how do you say, supplementary knowledge to give context of when that situation happens. And it usually happens in that hit confirm thing. So you can check that on YouTube. Just look up KOF, then Rule of 2 or 3. And
What's your YouTube channel? Do you have
I don't even remember anymore. Because I made that... because I made that like a decade ago or
Get
more.
on it, Cone. Get on it.
Yeah.
Go find his
So-
YouTube, please.
Because back in the 13 days, like I wanted to make content for the series. Like I did a lot of the work for the wiki on SRK back then. For that.
Nice.
While working on like the 98 wiki and like O2 UM wiki. So, but then my problem is I lived in the Central Valley. I lived in Modesto. And online's like that. The only reason I
Thank
got
you, Cone.
There it
decent.
is, the
Yeah,
rule
there
of
you
2
go.
or 3. There
Yeah.
you go.
It's like I had nobody to play. So for the 13 and 14 era, it's like I'd go out to a major, I take like top 16, and then that's it. Just because it's so frustrating. It's like I'm stuck on day 1 or 2. I'm beating established players, but then I hit the one Waller gimmick where it's like, oh, I didn't know about this because I have nobody to play with.
Right.
Or on paper, I know about the punish, but I don't have the muscle memory for the punish, and it's just frustrating. So it's like.
Well, this is a perfect segue.
Yeah.
How did you get into KOF and playing competitively?
I was just gonna ask for the story, the overseas story.
Okay.
So can you please tell us a story, since you obviously are a seafaring man,
I need
and you
to- I need-
obviously
So
traveled
I want to like
and all
get
over.
the fairy tale book and play the music.
Yeah.
What do you want, a loot?
Investigation
It's like-
zone. Thank you
it's
for
like-
finding my channel for
Yeah.
me.
James, I'm buying you a loot.
No, it's just like like Laban was born in this time. And
Oh,
he
you know,
was-
you got like cherubs with hearts.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Because he's dressed like the pirate right now. So it's like Princess Bride kind of thing.
Oh
you know?
my god, the Dread Pirate 98.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, by the way, his title in this, because if you know, I am getting a Lillian Night crew together. So for next month, for my birthday cosplay, which is postponed, belated birthday cosplay, because it's really hard to get all your friends in one
Tampa,
spot
not like
when
this
everyone's
Ka
busy.
Astral Glad Meat 1 Glad Meat 2 Glad Meat 2 Glad Meat 3 Spooky Bullet LEPF Chengasm.
I mean, all I see is purple butt and then meat. I don't know.
I know, I was like,
Oh, so Rugol, yes, I am Filipino. I did take the word laban from Tagalog, which literally means fight.
I was gonna say, how did you get your name first? And
Oh,
then,
I have more to that.
Okay,
Yes.
well,
What do
anyways,
you want
tell
to-
your
I want
tell
the
your fairy tale
gameplay
story.
history.
Yes.
Gameplay history. Okay. So, most people, when they tell the story, they have to delineate when they start competing versus when they start playing fighting games.
Right. Yes.
But for me, I guess I'll start with when I start playing fighting games because that kind of influenced that. Because back in the day, my friend would come over, he'd bring over his PS1, and then he had CVS Pro.
CVS Pro. Dude.
And then I look at the booklet, I'm like, Terry Bogard looks so cool!
Uh-huh.
Ironically enough, that's the reason why I have long hair.
Oh,
I
dang.
started growing it freshman
got
year
the
of high
boner.
school.
Just for Terry Bogard.
I
to
thought
look like
I don't want to be Terry, but I figured
You
he
like
looks
the
good with
style.
long hair.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's like-
okay.
Yeah. So we'd play that a lot. Then I'm like, okay, I want to get my own fighting game. So I got PS2 late. It was like 2012, 13. I got Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, the one with Third Strike and Hyper Street Fighter 2. And me being a 13-year-old kid, I'm like, what's the Street Fighter 2 shit? I can't forward dash. This is lame. So I just ended up playing a lot of Third Strike. So of course, Daigo Perry video that came out.
Right, yeah,
And,
okay,
you know,
okay.
So on and so forth. And then I started looking up SRK. Like, I knew of SRK back in 2004 and 5, but I didn't become a regular participant until 2010.
Dude, it's I mean, you know, we always interview people on the Tuesday show. We
Yeah.
ask them what their origins are. Like 60 to 70% of them are, I did this and then I found SRK.
Okay,
And
yeah.
it's just like, there's no SRK anymore and it kills me.
So I found out about Denjin Ryu. and I'm like, again, I'm 13 or 14 years old, and I just pissed off my friend. It's like, you know, I read the Shoryu, cancel, alright, charge it.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can't block.
unblockable.
You can't block.
Dumbass.
Oh, man.
So, of course, then as time goes on, I find out about emulators, to say the least. And then when Third Strike emulation came out, it's like, oh, cool, emulator. Found out about Chilera, found out about NetPlay. And then eventually, it just became the type, well, Street Fighter 4 era came out. I'm like, I'm still that kind of guy who buys every single fighting game. I want to try each thing. And then I see 12 about to come out. And no, you know, erase context, erase the context.
I know.
So Danny J made that video. Remember, he made that video at the time before 12 came out. It's like, and me, I was like, I want to be a good fighting game player. I want to make a top 8. You know, I want to hit the ground running. And I knew from like previous stuff like I did bit of sports, just like one semester cross country, but I had a good work ethic. So it's like, okay, let's reinvent my style. I'll learn the fundamentals. I have solid fundamentals. So once I go into 12, you know, I hit the ground running, a head start of other people.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I really grinded 98. And then 02, as much as I hated 02, I had a friend who just loved K-Dash. So
there's the Wolverine. There's the Wolverine Raphael fan right there.
Yeah.
The Rock Howard, you know.
Yeah.
K-Dash, yeah.
Wesker.
Yeah. So nonetheless, so I'm playing those two games, trying to get acquainted with King of Fighters. I'm in like the lion's den of GGPO. I'm starting playing with GGPO. Room 198. I'm literally a baby, and I just had to take L's to my chest. And I'm like, okay, really apply the basics.
How old were you at that time?
I had to have been like 18 or 19. I'm a 91 baby. I just turned 30 this year.
Dang.
Yeah.
She was red.
Yeah, so I played a lot, and when 12 came out, before I can even talk about what game 12 is, the most disappointing thing was, again, netcode. This is the beginning of my plague year, my flop era. It's like, okay, it's so bad, so I had a friend, if people know him, Lord Walkman.
Oh,
Yeah. So he used to live in Salida, which is a 15-minute drive from where I lived in Modesto. We used to like hang out with each other like that. So we tried to play online. It's like underwater. It felt like 900 ping.
Yeah.
And it's like we can't even get through the menus. So I'm like disappointed. It's like I can't even talk about the balance if I can't even play the game.
Right.
I didn't live in SoCal near Arcade Infinity to play like Reynold, who started just playing 12 then. Him also coming from a Third Strike background.
Right,
And then
of
Mr. KOF, and you have all the talents down there. And like, who do I have in NorCal? This is before even like the Southtown Arcade, you know, Hell Pockets and Everybody era. So it's like, okay, so I just keep playing 98. Again, I'm not in love with 98. I'm just playing it just to be ready for the next game. And I'm the only guy in SRK who had the hope that, no, they're going to make it 13. And they'll be closer to real KLF. I had the hope, I had the dream when everyone's just like super negative.
Right.
Especially at that time.
Done.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, no money, no buy. You know.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are teams?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just keep playing 98, 98, 98, a little bit of 02, 98, 98, 98, until 13 comes out. And that's when I'm like all in, trying to go to like Evo. Remember that one Evo that had the test build?
Yes.
Trying to network with people and stuff. So it's like, okay, then I want to make the guide. And then the more and more, when 13 came out and I played, it's like, same thing. I was a broke dude at the time. I couldn't really go to Southtown Arcade to play that often.
Oh, wait, you were in the fighting game community. You were broke.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
that
like-
never
yeah.
happens.
But it's not only that, it's the Central Valley where
Yeah, I
it's,
know,
This
right?
is such
Yeah.
a rags to riches story. all of
I
a
mean,
sudden.
as an aside,
Yeah.
like I just want to say, being broke is why a lot of us got good at fighting games. Because if you got good, 1 quarter could last you 2 hours at the arcade, and that's why fighting game community is so diverse and stuff, because it appealed to a lot of different communities and a lot of
There's a
cultural
lot to
backgrounds.
relate to besides the fact of the favorite characters or game you play.
Right.
There's a lot,
I mean,
and that's one of those key things.
Again, you know, like a lot of times, a lot of the fighting game players I talked to, they weren't the ones with the fancy PCs to play all the cool games. So you just
Exactly.
went to the arcade and played, you know. So there you go.
it was just a sad time. It's because it's like I had so much heart and passion, and it's just like I have nobody to play with to like get good or at least work on matchups, get the muscle memory. I was still like placing top 8s in a lot of like local tournaments and regionals, but it's just like, oh, I lost to this dumb thing, or I lost to that thing that I couldn't lab out or experience online. Like I could go on GGPO, I have the whole world open to me. You know, the most people I've played on GGPO for 98 is Korea. So yeah, because they would have
Right,
reasonable
yeah.
MS, and then I'd also play Mexico and also Latin America. So it's like, oh, I get to have a variety of play styles at different skill levels. Whereas 13, it's like, even when I do travel, it's like, well, I only get to play 2 or 3, maybe 5 different people at best.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's a tournament, right?
So
yeah.
it's like, even wanting to contribute information, it's like, I've started to question like my own knowledge because it's so limited because I, only have a small sample size. So it felt like I don't want to contribute because I don't want to spread misinformation.
Right.
So it's like,
See, that's why you take my tactics, right? You write FAQs and wikis. You make up all your own terms so that you can't be wrong.
oh, there you go, the hero, James Chen. Yeah, so for me, at this point, when you're playing on GGPO for 98, especially at that time, for Chinese people or people with Chinese flags, they would just spam 98s in the chat. And then at one time I did it, I'm like 98, 98, 98. And I instantly got a challenge from a Chinese person. So it's like, oh, this work. And sometimes it's Korea too. So it's like, okay. So I hop on GGPO, 98, 98, enter. Get a match.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's where my branding came from. So at this point, already disappointed with like these new series. It's like, I mean, I like 98. I'll keep doing it. Then the more it's like, I'm a memer, so it's like, hey guys, 98, 98.
Right.
Yeah, then it kind of mutated into its own beast, and now here I am.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
But I mean, at this point, though, I mean, you are like legit, like one of the best 98 players in the States, right?
Yeah. Just don't bring those Mexicali guys up there. Yeah, man. Because, yeah, when I qualified for Neo Geo World Tour the second time, it was very opportune. I was going to MagFest anyway. I had a feeling it might be there, the qualifier, but I'm like, if it's not, no, I'm still hanging out with my friends, having a good time.
Games and
You
everything,
know,
yeah.
maybe get my ass beat by Min in CVS2, you know. But then when it was there, I'm like, yes, this is too soon for anybody from California or Texas to fly out. Perfect.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, then I had an easy way to top 2, and then I started sandbag because I'm me, and then I almost lose it all. But then I came in clutch. I was like, all right, I'll pull out the Benny Mario. I got this. Yeah, but then so later that year was Vegas Cup, and then Reiki Keto, James Alderson, he wanted me to commentate for that. So he brought me out there. Then I just saw the level of play and competition. And I see like the Chinese players come out. I've seen Mexicali came out, like Güero, Asamiya, and everybody. I'm like, there's no way I was gonna qualify. Yeah, if I were to go to that qualifier. Okay. So it's like, yeah. So I'm pretty solid at 98, but I've always made sure to point out, in the grand scheme of things globally, I'm just a mid-level player. Yeah, and especially nowadays with the amount of time I play. So my brand's 98, but you'd be surprised that, you know, I hardly play 98.
I mean, because
past 5 years.
The China's just like ridiculous at that game.
97 and 98.
Mexico is just ridiculous
Period.
at those games. Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, like that. Isn't that like Xiaohai's favorite game or
I don't
something?
know about
like that?
favorite, but that's what he's known for.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Like, he's the king. Like, Daku is number 2, Qinglong's number 3 for like 98. Yeah.
No, 98 is the ST of KOF.
No,
Absolutely.
it is. You guys are both right. It definitely is.
I mean, didn't I make that joke earlier today as well?
Not ST, it's the hyper fighting. Fuck
As a person who loves ST, I'll accept that.
Yeah,
because I love hyper fighting
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
I love hyper fighting as well.
What was your 98 team?
So for 98 OG, the original Slugfest, my main team is Kyo Teriori, but I sub in Leona, depending on the situation. I sub in Mai. I have a good rotation of characters, but that's usually my first go-to. Like, especially in fireball matchups. Like, Leona could run underneath Athena's and Kenzo's fireball.
right,
and that's not her
okay.
command attack. She just literally runs. So, funny enough, there was like a tournament that happened online, I think, late 2020 or early 2021. I guess Justin Wong was just supporting these small tournaments. So I actually was like, oh, I'll enter. I never played the dude. And I felt salty I lost. Because I
lost to Justin?
I dropped combos.
Oh, okay,
And I was playing on a
okay.
stick I don't normally play. So I have a red Vuelix, which I put in a 9-pound spring that hasn't been used. And it's on a normal Hayabusa with switches. My normal stick is a silent Hayabusa with optical.
Right, yeah.
So I'm dropping corners.
Okay.
So I do
okay.
Chris, and I dropped the Orochimaru super. I'm like, oh.
Okay.
It was close. Good games, Justin, if you happen to catch this.
But yeah, no, the spring on his stick is actually batshit.
Okay.
I used to have a 15-pound spring. But then at one Evo, I was playing
Are you
Tekken.
just like working out on the joystick or something? I mean, look at this.
The first 3 days of the 9-pound spring, I felt it in my forearm, my tricep, and my deltoid. After that, everything wasn't the same again. I never felt that issue. Even when I switched to 15-pound. But the reason I stopped playing 15-pound is because I was playing Tekken Casuals in my hotel room.
Oh,
and then I felt like,
backdash.
and then it started to feel, it snapped the spring base. Because you know how it looks like a top hat?
Yeah.
So the top hat, that bottom portion, the lip,
Oh, snap.
clean.
Oh, Jesus.
Like up, so you have the central
Good
pillar,
lord.
and then this,
Right,
yeah. So I just went back to 9 pound. So to find these, you know, thank you, Arcade Parts, Paradise Arcade Shop.
Oh, of course.
They're the ones who made the 9 pounds. I've been loving it. So I talked with the owner through DMs. It's like, yo, can I get a 15 pound spring? And then he did a test batch. So I don't think it's anywhere on the website, but I don't know. Go to an event and just say Laban sent you. Because I said, are they gonna sell it? And it's like, nah, this is.
No.
We'll give it to you, but you know, anybody else? No, not really. But I'm
Right,
like, I'll just say Laban sent you. You want the 15 pound
You
spring?
could buy like 2 or 3 of them that have moon shoes.
Oh, God.
And yeah, that's the funny thing. So when I was using the 9 pound spring, I'd play Exert Chip. You know, when he did the quick left right,
Jesus,
and he did
okay,
a jump
okay.
install
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and I was
yeah.
not dropping anything.
Dang. Okay,
It was that. It
okay.
was to that point.
Okay.
I've never played Ultima Oral 3, so I never played Mora Doom. So that
Oh,
would have been.
dude, that would have been pain.
Yeah,
dude, that
I
would
would
have
have snapped the stick faster.
Yeah.
Probably. Jesus.
But, I mean, so like, what's your history with like 13 and 14?
Okay, so 13. Do I want to go back to those days? Because I certainly was younger, more hot-headed, and also more arrogant. So when people's first seeing me in a public thing, they're like, "Fuck this guy."
Right.
I know Hans was like, "Fuck this guy." I'll be mad real because I go in there. Well, I'm watching the streams. I see the streams each week. I'm like, these people are whack. Here, the guides are there. I use the same guy. Like Danny J's guides are there. Just look at it. Just look at it. Just try to apply it. Just do it. I never see anything change each week. I'm like, I'm gonna go there and kick their asses. And I did, and I took top 2 every time. I just lose to the crazy dude. Who was
okay,
just so
okay.
pants on head that I'm like, ah! And then he'd try to give me life advice afterwards. And you know me, it's like,
man.
I hate losing, but I hate losing to my own ego more. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna be mad at this guy and say F him. I'm just gonna be honestly just take his words. You know,
Right.
I just sit there and just, but I'm just like,
Oh
type
And
of
his
thing.
name was Hell Pockets.
my God.
No,
Oh
it
my
was
God.
Giovanni. It was Giovanni. I'll never forget that guy's name. But apparently, when people started leveling up at Southtown Arcade and he started losing more, he just stopped showing up.
Oh no.
Yeah, so and like, cause me, I started training guys like Christian Lee. I think he used to go by Christian. Then like Simone Mitchell. They're the few people who listen to me and my tips, and then they started leveling up mad fast within the the environment of Southtown Arcade. And it's like, okay, now they're placing top 8ish or right out of top 8, where before it's like 0 and 2, 1 and 2.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess, obviously 13, 14, 98, like, what is your favorite KOF right now?
Right now,
Like, not counting for KOF 15, if that has become, I don't know. But, like, at this point in time, like, you're, like, Olaf right now, we trap him on an island. He's got KOF 11 there, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no question. Like,
3.
what is your favorite KOF?
so above all, 98 Slugfest.
Okay.
But then front runners up are 98 Final Edition. I treat them as 2 separate products.
What is Slugfest?
It's the original like OG 90.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got
Vanilla.
it.
But then it's
Okay,
just
okay.
weird what to call it. I just go by Slugfest because that's what's in the subtitle.
I see, gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
And then, so I said 98 Final Edition. I like 2002 UM.
Okay.
So, original O2, get out of here. O2 UM, I like more, but rip in peace. I'm fucking Melee players who loved O2 original. Garbage.
Fucking deleted
Yeah.
that character.
Right.
So 98 Final Edition, OTUM. I like 2000 as a guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the guiltiest of pleasures is Neowave. And I should
I
tell
knew this was coming.
You
So,
two have been giving so much shit
let-
back and forth about Neowave.
let's
Oh,
take
here we go.
into context of everything. We're playing all these games. We're playing games like Street Fighter V. We're
Right.
playing games that are stressful or high tension situations like Guilty Gear. Especially in the Exert era, it's like, especially Sign, it's like, oh, what's Sato doing to me?
Right, yeah.
Oh man. So, sometimes your brain is just super, it's too much. So, the therapeutic game to play is Neowave. It's like, as much as political stuff, but I'll just keep it simple. When Obama was stressed out in his presidency, they always tell that story like, oh, when we're done, Biden and I, we're just gonna go to like some place in Hawaii to set up a shack, and we're just gonna sell a t-shirt and just sell one shirt. They don't need to think about decisions. They don't need to think about price. You don't have those stressors of society and
the in-and-out
expectations.
menu.
Yeah. You just do one thing. So for Neowave, for Neowave, you do a few things. You pick 2 characters with really good jump CDs, and that's all you do.
Jump CD, jump
So
CD,
you
jump
pick
CD, jump CD.
Billy and you pick Chris. And,
Okay.
and then after that, you pick Youngies. And you only do one thing. You do stand CD into light fireball. Don't do anything else, James. That's foolish. That's foolery. So I went to Combo Breaker. There's this guy, a Chicago local, and as an aside, he made a Facebook group for solely Chicago Neowave, and there's 300 people who subscribe. There's 300 members. I don't know why. Anyways, he invites me, as he did with everybody, because he brought his own board, handing out free Modelos to people to play Neowave with them. And then I go up and it's like, oh, I know how to play this game. And then he's like, oh, I know too. And it's like, all right. And I pick Youngies and like character select. And he's like, I know how to play this game. You just only do stand CD, light fireball. Just like I told you, James. And he's like, no. You have this move, that move, you use it like that.
Heat installs.
Yeah, whatever. And then I play him, and I just told you that wonderful tip I told you.
Okay.
I just only did that one thing. I beat his ass. And then after that, you just stop picking Youngies. I mean, it would be a totally different episode to explain why that's degenerate, why that works, and all the bullshit that comes into it. But for relaxing your brain and having something effective, and just be like, you let the endorphins release, you let the neurons.
Y'all just let that happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so in KOF, CD is a universal mechanic where you press both your heavy buttons, and you get a big, heavy swinging knockdown ass button.
A blowback.
If you will. If you will.
Yeah.
And some characters have really, really good jumping CD and attacks.
Yeah.
Some characters have really dumb stand CD attacks, and standing CDs are universally cancelable.
Yes.
Yeah, even on Lift.
Yep.
I'm about to call 911 because we have a murder.
Yeah. So, and here's one more story to add on to that. So it's NorCal Regionals. It's NorCal Regionals, and here I am. Everyone's in the anime room. If you know Anime Evo, now Vortex Gallery,
Yes.
I usually room with DJ Cream. I usually room with them. They're
okay.
my friends. So of course we're drinking Gate Guardian and getting turned and doing bucket juice. Yeah. So I'm teaching everyone Neowave.
Oh no.
And it's a great time. Then the Apology Man, Vineet, comes up, and then I teach him Neowave.
Oh no.
And then he says this. If I lose Smash Finals tomorrow, I'm blaming Neowave. But if I win Smash Finals tomorrow, I owe it all to Neowave. So I teach him the same things I taught you, James. And guess what happens?
What's that?
He won Smash. At NorCal Regions.
You gave him that mental release, that relaxation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all didn't know we had a living legend on the show today, and this is how some FGC history was based, but here you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, some people may know me for King of Fighters, but I'm just a hidden NorCal. You might not know me as like people like Xiao Hai or Reynold. But once you know about Laban, there's no going back. I'm not a fighting game player. I just retweet food photos on the tweet log.
Posting Meme Lord.
Yeah.
And break
Do you,
booba
like what
lids.
kind of food? Like
Anything.
Like Filipino food? Got all
I love everything.
the pork adobo, the pancit.
We have
No,
taken him to
we've
like
taken
4
him
restaurants and
everywhere.
has 3
Yeah,
I know.
photos
It's
of
like
all
I
that.
love
Yes.
that. My favorite cuisines, I love Cajun. I love Southern cooking.
Okay,
I do love all types of East Indian cooking, curries and stuff. I love, I love Chinese food, but particularly I like Western Chinese food. Like I went to Xi'an Famous Foods in New York.
Okay.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like I love mala.
Dude, I mean,
Like,
I was only saying that because I used to have a Filipino roommate.
Yeah.
And she used to cook a bunch of Filipino food, and that.
Yeah.
Oh God. So,
For me, Filipino food's good, but growing up with it, it's like I want to
Yeah.
see
Other
wider
stuff.
variety. It's like there's nothing mala-ish as far as I know in Filipino cuisine.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, out of all the places we've taken you, and we've ran around in SoCal so
Thus
far,
far.
what has been your favorite restaurant that we've taken you to?
I really like Torihei because I like the skewers because I really like chicken heart. I like chicken gizzard. I like chicken tail. I like chicken skin. I really like the offals and those types of cuts.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you take me to taqueria, I'm not going for the asada or going for the carnitas. I'm going for the suadero. I'm going for the sesos. I'm going for the brain, tripas, buche, lengua. I'm going for those cuts.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try al pastor later, but I'd rather have like the fun meats. Like I'm not gonna get pozole. I'm gonna get menudo.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
You would. You definitely would.
Yeah.
And then he likes spicy. So anywhere we go, he's trying to do spicy challenges wherever we can
Have
go.
you guys gone to that to the killer noodle place now? Yeah, because that has the mala stuff as well.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And it's spicy noodles, ramen. It's spicy ramen noodles.
So they took me to Coco Ichibanya, and it's my first time going to a Coco, and I went straight for level 10, and I didn't think it was spicy.
You would get along with my friend Jason. Actually,
Yeah.
You would,
Like it helped me metabolize a lot, so I was sweating, but the mouth feel and the stomach feel and the exit feel, nothing.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, because there's a period in my life where I was eating the Samyang spicy chicken noodle 2 times spicy, like every day for breakfast. Because it's like something wake up really quick with a few eggs and I go to work. And Amazon.
Because that's how people who play Neo Wave eat.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, Korean fire noodles.
Don't
Yeah,
think
the 2
just
times
for you.
spicy.
Yes.
I haven't done the 3 times spicy when it was running limited. Yeah, so.
So, I mean, I guess then, to kind of tie it in with everything, it's kind of where I was leaning here.
Yeah.
With all the KOF games that you've played, that
Yeah.
you've enjoyed and stuff like that, how do you feel about 15 so far?
15 is like what I wanted 14 to be from the get-go. That's how it feels like.
Okay.
There's some stuff from 1.0 14 I liked a lot, which I kind of wish came back. But that might be a bit overkilling because everyone was memeing about
CD Fireball? Is that?
Naokaruru.
Oh God!
Naoka was
Yeah,
dumb.
yeah.
So instead of Stand CD Fireball, it's Crouch C slide, Crouch
Yeah,
C slide,
yeah. Mhm.
and then Bird.
And then bird.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
Yeah, but the main thing that I didn't like about 14 overall was, the 1 bar max mode. Because for me, what I like about King of Fighters is the dynamic neutral, but when you have that type of tool in the game, it homogenizes. In order to homogenize game even further, it's like, do you have the best footsie button that happens to cover hop space, but if they're crouching on the ground, it still hits them. Yori, and then if you weapon punish it with it, how good could you convert?
And
then-
max mode made everybody convert really
So you
well,
tend to
right?
gravitate to those characters that could do that. What they kind of solved in later seasons, which didn't really solve the problem, but just added a bit more variety, they added in Hydern. And he played differently, and he was strong. He was like the only real zoner.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you buffed up Pine, you added in Mary. So now that, even though they don't have that same type of tool like Yori Farty activate, now they just have jump CD, jump CD, until you make someone twitch and you catch them with crouch reason to activate.
Right.
So it kind of played between those 3 archetypes. Like, do you have a good footsie button, activate? Do you have a good jump CD to beat everyone's anti-airs? Or are you Hydern?
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's like, okay, let's look at, what's her name that was really good? Najid?
Najee.
Najee,
Yeah.
yeah.
So how does she fall into those archetypes? It's like, she's a bit different. She's literally like Raiden.
Yeah,
13
she has the
Raiden.
charge boost.
She always has the threat.
Interesting. Okay.
She tries to open you with like the cross-ups and the command throws. So I'd say, to be fair, she's a little bit different because she doesn't really use her footsies to activate like that.
Okay.
But she's not really a Hydern either.
I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like to me by the time they started getting into the DLC, they started kind of understanding their own game and being able to. Because, I mean, 3 of the characters you mentioned, Hydern, Blue Mary, and now Najee were all. And so that they probably took that knowledge into 15 a little bit more, right?
Because I've seen a lot of jump CDs that were really good, like Mary's, become much slower now.
I mean, it's still really.
It's still really
it's still good, but
Yeah.
but now they just made Jump D just as good now.
Right.
So
It's-
Jump D is
It's,
really
it's
good.
pretty annoying, to say the least.
Yeah.
But it's always been annoying in whatever King of Fighters she's been in, so that's standard fare.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people have been talking about this. I mean, when me and David were playing on Monday, I was using Clark.
Yeah.
He was using King of Dinosaur.
Hello, first time viewer.
Hello.
And those Darkstalkers posters were from Focus Attack, but they're not there anymore, and they're not published anymore.
Yeah, those were Udon covers originally.
Yeah,
right?
the Udon. They weren't the
99
comic.
Shady.
They weren't the comic covers. They were just the promos.
I think they were used as
Or
alternate.
were
covers.
they
were alternate
alternate?
covers,
Okay,
yeah.
so they are alternate. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that was the cool thing is I was using Clark and he
Okay,
was using
good
King
night,
of
Shady.
Dinosaur. Both grapplers.
Yeah.
But I felt like we had to play very different game plans with
Yeah.
them, you know? I didn't have the range that King of Dinosaur had, you know?
Yeah.
And so I had to be a little trickier.
Yeah, and after running sets with him, I feel like Dinosaur gets way more advantage out of like his guard point moves.
Yeah.
Yes.
'Cause
Yes.
how I interpret Dinosaur is that he's the new Maxima, and Maxima doesn't exist. Because for me, the thing is, how I use Maxima, especially in old games, is like Vapor Cannon's really good, and so scary if you get touched because it's hard knockdown. If you get counter hit, it does the wall bounce. So it's like you do this really strong move that establishes the rhythm and pace of the match. So people try to do all these weird things to circumvent it. Then you're forcing them into spaces where you could use your other tools. Like, okay, I'll just full jump the Vapor Cannon. Maxima just waits. All right, he full jump down forward C, boom.
Right.
Then hard knockdown.
God, I miss fake Vapor.
I mean, look, I'm just going to say this too. David also played Maxima. And that was probably the reason why I won most of the matches because he couldn't figure out what to do with Maxima.
He's a little jank. I like his new move, and I like the speed up they
Yeah.
gave for his running grab, but he's still not old
I
Maxima.
don't like the trade-off they made. So on 14, I think he was a better character because his heavy Vapor Cannon had the guard point. So that
Right.
means you could do that and establish, like, I'm going to win in this situation. Now, how they balance it's like, okay, no longer has a guard point. Still has a long startup, but once it's blocked, it's like slightly plus frames or neutral
Yeah,
frames.
it's plus on block.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a good trade-off for that character.
Okay.
Or if you're going to do that, just give him the whole shebang, give him the armor back. So it's like, if you're not establishing that control then, it's like, okay, you can't really force people into spaces you want them to be in. So you could do the anti-air throw, so you could do these other things. So I feel like he might have been good in some other build. Again, because it's like they added the new move. How do we make this guy play on top of giving him the new move and how everything interacts?
The one other thing he has at least is the EX anti-air throw. Still hits standing opponents and is armored to hell.
Oh,
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Because he has really good stand jab check. Now he has that new far kick that's also really fast. His sweep is the fastest it's been, and now apparently it's countable on block, I believe. I don't know about whiff. So he has all these neat things, but it's like, I would like them within the context of having the old Vapor Cannon.
Okay.
So why Dinosaur makes the new Maxima for me is stand CD.
Right.
Yeah, if it hits on ground hit, boom.
Right.
And then you get a hard knockdown setup. Like, you might not convert, but now you can do a safe jump, and then, oh shit, it's a grappler. What do I do?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have a question for you then. So what you've played with Olaf thus far, like, tell me your top 3 strongest characters you're feeling so far.
That's hard because I haven't really had. I took a stats class. I'm like, oh, sample size of 30. You know, you got the mean, medium.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Again, just
Like, who are your
what you've been
standouts?
messing with.
Who are the
Like,
ones that you're enjoying so far? And who
Isla for sure is gonna be an issue one way or another.
Okay.
Like, people might learn the matchup, so it'll be easier to beat her, but that doesn't make her bad.
Now, am I wrong that Isla's charging kick changed the input from quarter circle forward to quarter circle back?
I think it did because I'm like have muscle memory issues.
Right, dude.
Yeah.
Every time I was playing her, I keep doing quarter circle forward and nothing comes out. And I'm like, ah.
Then now I'm doing quarter circle back, and I'm like, wait, is the punch super now quarter circle back?
Yeah,
too? Yeah.
exactly.
So I'm trying to do the old confirms.
Okay.
So, but now I adjust and it's.
So you got Isla, and
Yeah.
obviously you're thinking King of Dinosaurs?
No,
Or
I don't.
just
Not right now.
okay.
I don't think from out the gates, Dinosaurs is like a top contender character.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I
who
love
else?
the character select screen, so I could just.
Oh, we'll get it for you.
Yeah. It's like mental math. I can't do mental math. I can't remember characters if I don't have the picture.
I definitely
I have object permanence issues.
something.
Yeah.
Actually, I can just go to their official
Yeah,
site.
just go to the site.
Yeah, there you
there you are.
Let's do
Okay.
characters this way. This will be even easier.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So right off the bat, yeah, Isla's a good character. Terry's solid and strong. I don't know how high he'll hold up, but I don't picture him being a bad character. But obviously, with day 1 stuff now, people are like starting to make Terry memes.
I mean, it's interesting because like Soul didn't even get that nerfed, and now he's not even. People don't even talk about him as the best character in Stardom anymore. You know, so
I don't see people doing what would make Terry strong though, because people are still doing confirms in the Burn Knuckle for knockdown. People should be confirming into power charge and power jump. Then you get hard knockdown, then you get safe jump.
Right.
And that's the dangerous part.
Okay.
So once people start doing that more, then that'll be an issue. I want to say Clark for sure is going to be a top contender. He should at least be top 5.
Clark, really?
The stuff I've been seeing both of these two doing with Clark is actually making me want to play.
Additional context. So which I also made a guide for on my YouTube channel. Old King of Fighters had this concept called alternating guard, also known as alternate guard. It's like if you're in block stun and you wiggle between going high and low, it extends your block stun. If you're in block stun, you can't get thrown.
Yeah, so if you have to block something, you basically just start teabagging and keep yourself in block.
Yeah.
Whoa, I did not know.
Does
that still exist or no?
So the last game it's been in was 13 console.
Okay.
So in 14 they did away with that. That's why like Diamond was so scary. Oh. Yeah, ET winning that first Evo using Diamond.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So there's no Diamond in this game, but the next runner-up is Clark, and Clark he got because throughout 13 and 14 it's like he doesn't have his Frankensteiner move, but we want a delay throw that's very invul and catches people. So it's like, we'll just change one of his Argentine backbreakers to serve as the functions as that. But this game, 15, is really interesting because they gave him back to Frankensteiner with Frankensteiner properties, like the delay invul throw, with a significant range. And they still gave him like the armor Argentine backbreaker. So I'm like, what's the significance of this? And the more I played, I realized, so when I try to safe jump a grappler who has a delay invul throw, because I'll just be landing into, you know. So I do the thing where I safe jump,
so and then what's the delay invul throw?
The Frankensteiner.
Yeah.
It has invincibility.
Yeah, it has straight up invul, and then it throws much later. It's like it throws on what, like frame 15?
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like fully invul until active frames.
The DP plus kick one move.
Yeah.
Right? Oh dang.
So people try to safe jump, they fall into it, and if they're not aware of what's going on, they'll get thrown.
Tossed, right.
So what's the OS for that? So let's say you were to do a safe jump and you force block stun. I'll flick a forward hop during that block stun, and I'll still land like normal. But if I phase through them because I never put them in block stun, I land much sooner, and that flick up makes me go
jump out of the throw.
Yeah. So that's how you get out of the situation in traditional King of Fighters.
Okay.
But here's the thing that threw me up. So the delay Argentine backbreaker, it has guard point.
Yes.
So it still acts as that block stun, so I flick up and nothing comes out, and I still land into the delay throw, and I'm trying to re-input going up,
so
and it doesn't work.
It basically he's a walking pile of ignoring option select.
Does his armor come out on frame 1?
It's like 2 or 3,
something like that.
It's not frame 1, but it's really quick.
Okay.
So if you're not timing your stuff right, it's gonna be like, is he gonna do delay throw, or is it Frankensteiner? Do I OS correctly? What am I gonna do?
Okay.
So I just been hard calling like his command throws and just punishing it, but it doesn't mean I have a real mix up. I'm just like pretending I have a mix up. I'm like,
and all the while Clark still has good buttons.
Yeah, Clark has some of the best buttons in the game. Like if he's able to do like far stand light kick into sweep and like a Street Fighter 4 combo, like that's really good, and he still can convert into the anywhere juggle.
So you're just talking about only the DP plus kick. You're not even talking about the regular.
No, has to go forward light kick, which is the one that
armor,
has armor.
right?
And so between the two, he can fuck up what your options are.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So shout outs to Sigma. Shout outs to the South African fighting game community.
Oh dang!
Yeah, I'm part of their Discord. They're really good guys.
Dude.
I was saying like with my flight benefits, I want to visit them when these travel restrictions go.
Absolutely.
So the Poloni boys were here at Shen's channel. Shout out to Sigma. Shout outs to Curly. I met one of them when they flew out to CEO Taku.
Oh
yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So,
okay.
Curly, he was a good guy. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. South Africa. Huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I mean, I'm always sad that we don't have enough information about the African fighting game community. Like we have South Africa, obviously we have like Northeast Africa, but we need Central. There's a lot of fighting game players in that area.
Yeah, especially if we were going to talk about King of Fighters, because it's like when I was on GGP, I was like, I got challenged by people from Turkey, and then I play them, I'm like, they're good. It's like how people were surprised by like Arslan, Ash, and the Pakistani players.
Right, yeah,
no,
yeah.
I know they've been good in like Tekken and like King of
Right,
Fighters for the
yeah.
longest time. It's just we need to have these opportunities for these players to really
Of
show
course.
their stuff.
South Africa is where like my best friend Julian
Yeah.
is from, and he wishes they had, you know, because he's actually pretty decent at fighting games,
Right.
and he's a fast learner, so he's just like he couldn't even, you know, he's waiting to try and get, you know, 15 out there.
Dude.
Because it's a little bit trickier for them to get certain fighting games, let alone certain games, especially like online downloading, purchasing on
Right.
PS4 out there. So it's kind of an issue. But yeah, if there was anything like we could definitely do to help people out, I would, because there's some decent players out there. We just don't know.
Yeah, and responding to Akuyos out there, it's interesting because a lot of KOF characters have command throws.
Yeah.
And I was messing with Benny in training mode, and he just feels like a grappler. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like, I thought he was gonna, because 13 he had like the
Yeah.
stupid combos, right?
Yeah.
And then like the backdash and the fireball and
Yeah.
all that stuff like that. But it feels like he's not quite combo heavy in this one, unless I just couldn't
Yeah.
find the combos.
Well, that and well, I mean, he still has the EX electricity that causes like the
Crumple,
crumple,
yeah,
and then he's got all the really good like footsies and flash kicks.
Yeah.
And
Right,
shit.
yeah. But it also feels like his command throw is really good. His crouching
Yeah.
light punch is like super good on block, dude. It's super plus. So it just looked real. So I just feel like I'm just gonna be using that all day.
I think it's probably ludicrously plus
It's
on
like
hit.
so many characters
Well,
in King of Fighters, they just have command throws. But the way I designate it, it's like, okay, if you're a grappler in King of Fighters, it's not because you have a command throw, it's because your command throw has range. Whereas Benimaru's command throw doesn't really have that range.
Well, see, that was the thing, is I was actually surprised. It actually has more decent range.
Range
than
than you would compare it to like other modern
Okay,
fighting
yeah.
games.
True.
But if you compare it to like 14 diamond,
Yeah, yeah.
98 diamond, it's like
Hi, James.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the thing. Yeah, Benimaru's crouching light punch combos into his far C.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just combos into far C as a link. Good. So yeah, so I've found a lot of things like close up. You can do crouching light punch, and then if you command grab right away, it whiffs because they're still in block stun. Right, so I can delay it a little bit, but then I can also do crouching light punch, take half a step, and do fierce into something, and try to frame. I don't know. I don't know if that's real strategy or not, but we'll find out.
I'll have to see it.
We'll find
You
out.
described it, but it's just like words.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay, so Clark,
so
who else?
Isla.
And
Clark,
who else?
Isla, maybe Chris, maybe Yoshiro, but I haven't really done a lot with them to really know. But
Yeah.
based off that beta footage of Yoshiro with the juggles and stuff,
Dude,
I'm like,
Yashiro used to be
Yeah.
Vanessa, dude. I swear.
I think Ash has the potential to be up there.
Also,
It's
yeah,
work,
I've
but-
been seeing a lot of stuff. I really need to look into Joe.
Yeah,
Joe looks
so-
fucking dumb.
People are saying Joe's got some good shit in this game.
He got all of Yashiro's sauce.
I feel like if you could minimally use resources to get stun combos, I think you're pretty well set in this game. So yeah, because me, the way I'm playing this game, it's not like I'm saving resources to do the big combo. I'm actually just doing half bar combos to at most like a bar and a half.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the important things too. If anybody on the stream hasn't played a lot of KOF and is interested in getting into it, I'm always like, I love the fact that KOF has execution combos, but the thing that always scares me is that that's all you see on Twitter. And so all you think is like, oh, this is going to be like Marvel kind of game. But when you actually play it, you're not going for crazy combos everywhere. It's actually not like that. You know what I mean? And
Because how I feel, it's like, okay, let's say you have full resources, start around about full health. You do a big combo that does 80%. Then you still need to touch them one more time to kill. Whereas I feel like, and let's say that 80% combo did the hard knockdown, and then you get safe jump, then you try to run mix up to kill. For me, how I see it, if I could do an easier combo that's 50%, but I could get the same safe jump setup, and the next conversion kills with 50%,
Right.
you're still making the two reads. So for me, I don't really care about doing the most damage in the
Interesting.
moment.
Okay,
Because that's how I played
okay.
14 Diamond. Because I know if I guess twice, you're dead. Period. You didn't. You
we
didn't.
were just talking about that with Potemkin.
Yeah, you're
He's
dead.
the same way, dude. Yeah.
So the way I've been playing against Mike recently is like, okay, I'm just gonna spend a half bar or 1.5 at most and do like about 40%, and then I'll win one or two like what
Small
punishes in
things, yeah.
neutral, and then the next time I touch him, he should be dead.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been playing a lot of Dolores. I've been playing a lot of Kukri because I just wanted to, and when I was like, all right. I just want to play real King of Fighters. I'll just play Iori, Chris, Terry. Like it's kind of like 98. But yeah, so that's the way I've been converting. So in terms of when I go round to round, I don't have the 4 bars, the 3 bars that most people do.
Dude,
Yeah.
Kukri's a fucking asshole in this game.
Oh, no.
For the record.
Yeah, no.
Is he? Okay.
He's an asshole.
I'm seeing what he's doing with Kukri
Yeah.
against him. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
and then some of like the Twitter Kukri stuff too, seeing like his combo
Yeah,
potential.
I'm no Dechimo or
You don't.
anything, but
I actually got David interested in Maiten Kun. So
yeah, that's another
Yeah,
fun character that
that's
may have
another
potential. Yeah,
freaking like fireball
wow.
uppercut shit,
Yeah.
dude, is like, oh my god, it's so annoying. But I mean, so
Yeah.
he was playing King, and King is annoying to fight. I love her zoning right now.
I think King is really good
Yeah.
in general. Like she lost some things from 14 to my happiness because I don't want to play against that. She had a really brain dead jump D in 14. It's like so in King of Fighters you usually have like if this is your character, they have a really good air to ground button. So
Yes.
like Kyo jump B, Iori jump C, or they have a good air to air. But very rarely do you have a button that does everything, like a Ryu jump heavy kick. So not only did King have that, it was almost like Kasumi jump D if you played O2UM.
Okay, no, I have
No,
not.
so
Okay.
like if you're jumping in this arc, she could throw it up out here and it still comes down
And
as
still hits you.
like
right.
like a super turbo jump, Chun-Li jump light kick.
Right, yeah, it just
But-
stays the whole time.
So it stays
basically.
the whole time. It's really good hitbox, and it also crosses up. So same thing for King. And then the normals in 14, they're slightly better than 13, but they still have a tendency to trade or lose. So I'm like, I'm gonna anti-air this. My arm. Or like I'm gonna anti. Oh, she crossed me up.
So did they nerf her jump D
It
a little
feels
bit
like
then?
it.
Okay,
It's
okay.
still a good instant overhead though.
Okay,
It's still good frontally, but I don't. It's harder to cross up. I have not had it cross up, so I don't know if it crosses up.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna claim it doesn't cross up, but so far it's not the same button as it was in 14.
Right.
But that said, like just her buttons in general are solid. The idea of zoning with her fireballs are good because for her buttons are tailored to killing the hop space, the zone, the Danny J
Yeah,
zone.
yeah.
Because in old King of Fighters, when you played zoners like Athena or Kenso, you established the pace with the fireball. Because for most characters, they cannot hop the fireball. So then they make choices afterwards to circumvent, and that's the perfect spot to DP. That's the perfect spot to air throw.
Or to run and
Yeah.
get the rolls or
Yeah.
something like that, right?
King by design, you could always hop her fireballs, even in old games.
Really?
Yeah, but what made her strong is that the Farsi is really good.
Okay,
Tornado
okay.
kick's good.
Yeah,
Jump
yeah.
CD is good.
Okay.
So now that you give her back air fireball, now it's like you give her the the idea of like high tiger shot, low tiger shot.
Yeah.
So it's like the one time
okay,
you might be
okay.
right, she'll just throw a tiger knee air fireball.
I jumped into so many damn fireballs.
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
And the salt flats, no, that would be me. I would ask for Mars people. That's me. I'm the one not in my right mind because I love Mars
See,
people.
Zany J4, my favorite KOF zoner is Lucky Glob. I agree. That's why I play Final Edition. I love basketball. I love Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Dude, we need that guy back, dude.
I keep saying, like, if they brought back American sports teams, what would their EX moves look like? Because, like, for Lucky Globber, his down attack button, he throws a basketball up and it just comes down from the ceiling at set intervals.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just saying, EX should just have 4 basketballs just rain down. From the
has to
screen. Yeah, like that. Yeah, now you're thinking.
Yeah.
James wants this so bad, he's already thinking moves.
Oh,
Dude,
there you go.
I don't know if you know, I've already created a whole retcon canon fanfic for them.
He has.
So that they won't be racist anymore. you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So
No, so it's-
We still have a shred of hope for you, James. Still, that Lucky and the group will come back.
No, so
We're
they'll
still
bring
holding
back-
on.
so the joke I have is like, so verse So Ash was a race that changed history. Now Versus back. Now history is now messed up.
Yeah.
They should bring back Lucky and he's in Warriors colors instead of Lakers.
Oh shit.
No, no,
NorCal, East Bay, baby.
no.
East Bay.
no, because the problem with him then
Actually,
is
I'm
that
actually okay with this.
the problem with him is then if he did the raining thing like that, you would never see the basketball because he would be shooting him way down over there like Steph Curry, dude.
Oh, it'd be like unbound bops off the wall and comes back down off the backboard.
Oh man! But I mean, honestly, that's how you would bring him back. Is you'd give him all the basketball colors. Like he would have a Warriors color. He would have a Knicks color. He would have a Chicago Bulls color and stuff. Yeah, that would actually be kind of sick. Oh man!
Oh, man, just even selling the jerseys. You know, people would buy the
Oh,
collector.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
In a heartbeat, they would.
No, I mean like
It's just
so.
like,
When I played against David, so he used King of Dinosaurs, and honestly, those two felt like they could be problems for sure. Maxima, like I said, was kind of okay. I was playing Clark. I really liked Clark. I was playing Leona. The funny thing is, I love Leona. I've never known what her game plan really is.
It's 13 Leona and onwards is radically different from past Leonas, even if they have the same specials.
Right, but I started figuring out just because any character that can change the jump arc is really good.
Yeah.
So she has the fireball where she bounces away and stuff.
In older games, ironically enough, because of how her toolset's done, a lot of moves are actually bad. What gives you spatial control is that her crouch light kick had a range of a sweep. And it outpokes most people, and it makes people want to hop, but since you could whiff it so quickly, you stand jab check. So you just shut down all their tools, and you slowly whittle them down with the tip of your hop jump CD, and it just pins them down.
Interesting.
And the one time they jump, crouch C, they mess up, you do combo in the super, she has her instant overheads. Right. So it's like just a wall of normals. Okay. But in 13, they made stuff stubbier, but then they made her specials like a lot better, or safer, and like functional.
Oh, that's right. The last character I was playing was Robert, actually, because in the beta I tried Ryo, and I couldn't use him because he didn't have a traditional fireball.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll try Robert, and Robert is kind of what I thought I could do with Ryo, basically.
Robert's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, Robert is actually really... Dude, his kicks are so far!
He always had long legs.
Dude, that standing light kick is so good!
It was a problem in 14.
And this is what I mean, though. It's just like... It feels good having long range buttons be jerks again, kind of a thing.
Without having to just pick Dhalsim, kind of thing.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm so used to playing fighting games with everybody so stubby, but this game, everybody's just hitting like 10 miles away.
Robert just even stand CD and a fireball feels good. It's like, imagine like a third strike Ken far roundhouse and you just cancel the fireball.
Dude, his 6B reaches like 10 miles away.
And it hop checks. So
with that in mind, you need to try Luong.
Okay.
For just for the functionality, just fuck around with her CD and just cackle.
Yeah.
Also, shout outs to white-haired Robert.
Is there a white-haired Robert?
It's pretty slick.
Okay.
Is it? And I'm happy seeing like all the Wild Robert like combo videos, and it's that same color because everyone's just in love with it right now. Yeah.
Well, they've nerfed that one combo, which is fine.
Yeah, but it was fun for 20 seconds while we had it.
I'm trying to think, like, who else have I messed with in training mode a little bit?
Anyone who has like those stun combos, which I haven't completely all seen, I would say they're a contender for like top.
Okay.
Because right now it's about conversions for minimal resources.
Agent Robert. Okay.
Yeah. So like if Joe has stuff, I'm not surprised. Like he's gonna be in a similar boat as like King. It's like he has good hop check normals. He has a good invincible DP now, and then his hurricanes are not like as tall as he was in old games. It's more like at his waist now, so it's easy to hop. Okay. Totally opposite of how his previous design was. But if
which character is this?
Joe.
Joe. Okay.
Yeah, because Joe was like that character, especially if you like played older King of Fighters where his hurricanes did not go full screen. It'd be just a good poke. It forces people to full jump. But if they full jump, he could read you with a good air-to-air or do the golden heal and convert to more damage.
Okay.
And then you try to roll, he punishes you. So he's that attrition character. He just slowly whittles you down until you make an error. But now it's like, you could easily hop over his hurricanes. So now it's like, okay, I have to approach this character a bit more differently.
Interesting. Okay.
So, but in old games, his DP wasn't that great, but now it's more,
good.
Yeah. So I'll plow through a lot of things. So if you could encourage people to full jump, the DP should win. If you encourage people to hop, Far D should beat him out.
Does it feel like they gave more characters true DPs in this game than before, or is it about the same?
I mean, starting with 13, that's when they started doing.
Oh, really?
Well, to be more accurate, so I think 98 was made, 2007 or 8 or something? So that's like about a good decade after 98 came out. And how many years after, like, 11? That's when they started introducing invul DPs to actually knock down the first hit. Okay. Like, sometimes you would do a heavy DP with Kyo in, like, old 98. The first hit hits.
Yeah, of course, yeah. The
and then,
classic ST thing, we're like, pow, whoop.
Well, yeah, just like Hyper Fighting heavy heavy DP Ryu. It's what the fuck? Yeah. So,
did you ever play Joe in CVS?
Me?
CVS 2.
I did.
You did. Okay, so how is he different? Because I haven't gotten my hands on anybody except Antonov and Sherming, really. So how is Joe now different than that? Like,
so here's the thing that killed a lot of people playing King of Fighters first time. They thought, oh, I know how to play CVS 2, Joe. It should work the same, right? And by that I mean,
I hated his rapid punch.
But no, I love it because you could roll cancel it. So here's the thing, that list we were talking about earlier about King of Fighters I like, the next top King of Fighters game I like is CVS 2. But no, there's a wide band of King of Fighters players that's like, no, fuck CVS 2, doesn't feel like SNK game, doesn't feel like a King of Fighters.
Of course.
Which is true to a degree. But would I pick it over 02? Hell yeah. And there's some King of Fighters isms I could do in that game, which makes me feel good until I play a Claw player.
Oh,
then they totally shut everything down.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing like against a Bison or a Blanca who's A groove, I'm like, all right, I'll play N groove Vice and counterpick, and I punish their stuff with shoulder and I get my Oki. So I've been actually playing quite a bit of CVS 2 and learning. That's it. Joe, CVS 2. Order, roll cancel? No, you don't do that. His far roundhouse, which is analogous to his far D, pretty much the same. Good button. His shorts and jabs are relatively the same. DP. So if you know Joe's other moves, you should fit in well. Just don't do rapid punch like it's CVS 2. Everything else is pretty functionally.
Because honestly, that's the most I play Joe.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm curious to know, and that's why I asked.
All I ever did with Joe in that game was try to land the triple uppercut combo in the corner on C groove. That was all I tried to do.
One of the things, he got like some really cool like target combos with like a bunch of like double roundhouses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And those got buffed in 15.
Yeah, actually, let me ask you this, just for my own edification. What do you guys use for anti-air with Clark?
Don't be there.
Oh, for me, it depends on your spacing, but remember, like how you said in the beginning of the show, like the King of Fighters is about movement. So it's about like mitigating the risk by placing yourself correctly in the first place. So for me, when I see somebody jumping at me, I'm already moving in a way where I'm most probably neutral hopping and doing an air-to-air.
Right.
Or I'm like, the normal thing I do is like, I usually run in like 3/4 screen, then stop right outside people's like longest button range, and then I stop and wait. But sometimes I don't stop and wait. I go to that range, then I immediately back hop in air, or I immediately go to that range and neutral hop in air. So it's a check. Okay. It's a check against their approach. If they run in, they're running into a normal. If they hop at me, they hop into it. If they jump into it, they jump into it. Okay. But then I'm not really taking a real risk by accidentally hopping forward. And if I did my air-to-air too early, they hit me with the crouch like kick. Right. The trip anti-air, not the trip guard.
Yeah.
No, I was part of your army back on SRK back then, like the trip guard is guarding against trips.
Right.
So so if you're guarding against trips, that means the anti-air must be a trip anti-air, correct?
Guard it like you would your Tostino's party.
Yeah.
Tostino's party.
But yeah, back to the point. It's like you don't want to overextend yourself in that situation.
I asked because I was trying to find one. Experiment with EX tackle.
It is pretty
quarter
good.
Circle forward plus.
It's always been a problem. It's always been.
Okay.
Even the normal one. Even the normal one. It's practically a D because if you block it, you're dead.
Right.
But if you're right, a lot of things go right.
I was just testing it like against the jumping dummy, and I was like, "Why is this winning?"
Yeah, if we're looking like old school, like that thing has a lot of fucking priority.
Yeah,
because it's really similar to the 2002 version of it, where it was an issue.
Okay.
But the thing in 2002. You know how you have the different options, the different enders?
Yeah.
You could tech the follow-up if you guessed the right thing.
Oh.
So if he did down kick follow-up, if I, the receiver, do down kick, I tech out of it. You know, and it has a normal tech throw animation.
Okay.
So that's why you weigh the risk and reward, like, okay,
So I was wondering why he had all the different options in this one, right?
But now, ever since 14 and now 15, it's like, oh, it's back. I can't check any of the options.
So as it stands now, what I've been able to see is the down light punch version gives you better Oki. Down Heavy Punch version gives you the super cancelable OTG.
All right.
And then Down Kick is pure damage.
Right.
Just pure damage.
But if you're cornered and can hit confirm into the heavy kick, you do the alligator roll. Then you throw him into the corner. But since you're already in the corner, you have that frame advantage to land the safe jump.
Right. Yes.
So it's also about position of when you do it too.
Okay.
So, yeah. So for Clark and Air to Air, the dumbest thing that's been universal in every game, Super Jump D.
Oh, the flying kick? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
and like really bad but frustrating players online, be it 98 or 02. All they do in neutral is like, oh, I'm an idiot, haha. Super Jump D, it whiffs, and as soon as they land,
just grab them.
Either on the left or the right, you know.
Dude, and one of the nice things is a lot of these command throws are like frame 1 grabs now, right? So like King of Dinosaurs and Clark, I believe their fast grabs are 1 frame, right?
I think they're 2, and then they have a couple of ones.
Okay.
Because like even Clark's just point blank grab super, the level 2 was faster than level 1.
Okay. Because I just know like you can grab so fast with these characters. Command grabs are so fast. Oh my god.
So there's no alternating guard in these modern King of Fighters. So it's like, because normally Clark has good pressure with jump CD. Remember how I was talking about that Ryu jump heavy kick that most characters don't have?
Right.
He has it with jump CD. Sure, it's not an overhead, but it pins people down.
Right.
So,
exactly.
but the balancing thing in old games is like, all right, you put me in blocks, and well, I guess I'll kind of wiggle a bit, so you can't throw me. But he has good chaining light attacks to kind of break it, because it's like I eventually have to stand up, or I eventually have to crouch, and he could do like overhead or low. But at least have the option to be like, okay, I don't have to worry about command throw for now. But now it's like, oh.
On top of that, 6B is still an overhead, which means you can quick max.
So the main thing I'm scared of is just sweep. Sweep is just insanely fast for the range it is.
Dude, it's so good. His sweep is so good.
It's really good.
And I know, Kitty, you got him to dress up as a Lillian Knight. You don't think that she's gonna main Visionet when...
That's why I was like, me. I'm pointing while you guys are talking to answer the chat.
You don't think...
she was my girl in Garo, so I've been waiting years for this.
Don't worry, guys. Chris Jump CD is not that good.
And you're speaking of guilty pleasures, like mine would be Maximum Impact just because Janae is in there and just because of a few other kooky-ass characters. And, Rip Elba still.
Yeah, I know you love Mizoguchi. I know you love him in his lion claw. I know you love it when he throws up the shoe and you can see his bare foot.
Oh, please God. Oh, ew, stop that.
I know you love Hyena. Your favorite.
Nobody likes Hyena.
You love is like, was it the super where he throws out all the confetti? And it's just a huge wall of hitboxing. You have to eat the high-low or the mix-up.
It was Janae, and I can't remember what alternate color number it is, but it's a gorgeous one. It's in the illustration book. I've always wanted to dress up as that one, but it's this gorgeous gradient, sparkly, blackish to dark green to blue, dress. She had some lovely things going on in there. But and you know what? It took me a while to warm up to that summer outfit. But I'm totally fine with it because it's Janae. Just because it's Janae, I'm okay with it. So, but yes, I cannot wait for DLC. And, for the people...
I just want Yamazaki.
I know you do.
I want Yamazaki so
for the
bad.
people who think that people are going to pick this game up and then it's going to die in a few weeks, you're forgetting... the negative people are like, people are just going to play 15 for a few weeks and it's going to die off. No. Because there are, get fucked. We have DLCs we're waiting for, okay?
Before you even talk about that,
stop with that mess.
Like,
stop with it.
This is the first King of Fighters game that actually has good online. Because people want to, you could have discussions about, this is the reason why 13 didn't do well. This is the reason 14 didn't well. Is this or that? It's like, no.
There is a common thread amongst almost every fighting game that hasn't done that well. and that's shit netcode.
Yeah, so it's like you can't really blame any one thing or another. It just comes down. I want to play the game. I'm stuck in Modesto, California. It's like
I mean, as much as we
know.
want to complain about Street Fighter V netcode, it's still better than majority of the netcode out there. It was playable when I played it. You know, you run into the teleporting matches, sure, but you got good matches and you can play. And then Guilty Gear Strive. Look at what Guilty Gear Strive is like right now. And
even plus R, you know.
dude, right? Yeah. And now with KOF, like every game, like I guarantee you, if Grand Blue came out with rollback netcode, it would be way bigger.
It would have
right
been.
now.
It would have. Certainly.
100%.
I don't deny that.
100%. And so, like right now, I don't think it's even a fair comparison. On top of all that, KOF 15 is also just a stronger overall package. If 14 came out with rollback netcode, yeah, I can see it do bad because MVCI, right? I mean, that was a perfect example of a game that got memed to death, right?
Yep.
14 could get memed to death, but again,
So far, so good.
everyone talking about 15 as being ugly. I called that meme inertia from 14.
Yeah, it was. They kept trying to, do it again. It's just like
they would have been haters in the
petty.
first place.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a petty hater thing.
Because if you really didn't like the graphics of 15, that's fair. It's just if for example, if that was my opinion, I don't need to voice it.
Exactly.
It's
That's
like,
it.
all right, I don't like the look of the game. I'll just pass on and play something else. But I don't have to be like Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, this game looks ugly. Stop playing it.
Yeah, and then I was even saying on stream today, because we're streaming Guilty Gear, and I was talking about KOF a bunch on the stream, and I was like, I know we're here playing Guilty Gear and stuff, but personally, I just don't see fighting games as competition with each other. Like, I feel like that we're all a family, and like, if we, like, I'm sitting here on the stream telling people, oh yeah, go check out Dandy J videos on that Guilty Gear stream. You know, they're there for Guilty Gear, and that might lead them to King of Fighters. King of Fighters might lead people to Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, that's just how it works. I mean, how many, like, on the Tuesday show, including your story here, how many people have gotten into the game they got into because they started playing a different fighting game? And then they managed to find the one that they love. And that is like one of the biggest important things about
Well, I mean, in all fairness, if you're old enough, you don't have a choice.
Yeah,
You sure don't.
I was a third strike Makoto player. I love high-low throws. And then I'm playing this game with Hops, and it's like, oh, I can mix people up with high-lows and throws all day.
Yeah, okay.
And then I learned fundamentals.
And it just goes back to that one meme. It's just like, shh, let people enjoy their game.
Stop having fun.
Stop having fun.
Because when I was a casual
exactly.
fighting game player, so before I took King of Fire seriously, I was playing Multi-Blood at my high school. Like, you know, I bring it to...
Okay.
Yeah, we had the PS2, we had the Japanese thing, I had, like, the swap magic, you know.
Of course,
we bring it to the photography room. We
I was sticking a knife in my PS2. I was sticking a knife in my PS2.
That's how I played 11.
Yeah.
I was a third strike player, a bad third strike player, but I was a third strike player. I played Guilty Gear very casually, had no competition, but I loved the series. I played XX Vanilla on PS2.
Yeah.
And then, I played Melty. And then, of course, I tried other things. Like, hell, I even tried, like, a bit of competitive Smash. Like, I don't know if you know the infamous clip, like, oh, that ain't Falco.
Oh, yeah. It's a wombo combo, yeah.
I went to high school with Homemade Waffles. He was 2 years. He was 2 years my senior. Yeah, so we reunited at NCR. It's like, oh man, I love the stuff you do. You're a commentator, big.
Yeah.
And apparently, he has seen me doing my stuff in the scene a bit. So it's like it was good reuniting. But it's like, yeah, it's not like I was born to be a King of Fighters player. I didn't play 94 and 94. I was 3 years old. Ooh, ooh, got him. I was born when Street Fighter 2 came.
Good night, everybody.
No, we're ending it here. We're ending it here. You don't get donuts now. You don't get donuts now. I'm not taking you to DK donuts.
Oh, I got downgraded as Lillian Knight number.
I got DQ'd here.
Yeah, I'm Lillian Knight number 2002 now.
No, not yet. You're on the path, but not yet. You're still the 98th. Lily, you're still 98th.
Lillian Knight 94 rebound.
Yeah, I gained a few ranks, but at what cost?
But to answer a question, I'm sorry, I don't know who said it on stream. I saw it in passing, but yes, we have been enjoying story mode as well, which is something
Yeah,
we
we're
wanna
not done.
talk about.
We're
not done.
We're not
We've
caught up.
done-
I might have almost cried during one of them.
Okay, not gonna lie, a few of the stories they make your heart squishy. You're just like, oh, because
And
you're
that-
seeing these characters come back and you're seeing squishy, sweet things happen and cute things happen.
And is that beating it with all 13 teams, basically,
For what?
for the story? Or is there
No,
one?
no.
No. There's one
There's
per
a,
team.
there's a true story mode, right?
Honestly, it's like basically it's the primary 4 or so are the ones
Okay,
that really
okay.
matter,
Got
like
it, got it.
hero, rival, and
Sacred
then like
treasures.
yeah, and then like I think Ash gets and then
Right,
Ash.
yeah, okay.
Those are the ones that really matter. Everyone else is kind of more fun.
Okay.
Because they're the ones that actually get alternate cutscenes in the middle of story mode.
Oh, I see.
I mean, the last boss music, it's not bad though. It's not bad.
I like the last boss music.
I think it's fine. And that last level though,
yeah,
that's a gorgeous ass last level. Final boss level
stage,
is
fucking
pretty.
fire.
So you two
A lot
have.
of the rival music is out of control.
Oh, the rival music is
that's
hot
right.
to death.
Yeah, that's right.
Holy
yeah, but
shit.
the final boss is straight up like some PSO2 MMORPG bullshit.
Yeah, and that's why he likes it. And same with the boss is very PSO2 boss.
Oh, that's what I was talking
So,
about. Straight up
yeah,
the boss of the
I mean,
arena.
you two have actually been playing Versus a little bit as well, right? So
Yeah, Mike and I.
yeah.
These-
Yeah, Mike and I.
How's,
and I.
how's it been?
Mike and
like,
I.
is it feel? Is there a joke of Mike and I? Or,
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
like Mike and Ike's?
Mike and Ike's,
Oh,
the
okay,
candy, yeah. So.
but I mean, like, how has it felt to you guys playing versus each other right now?
Don't play it on my TV and on PS5 because the like additional lag is kind of noticeable.
Okay.
Like him just doing like Isla's short hop heavy kick twice in a row is fucking unblockable.
Right. Okay.
And I used to play on delay 5 Melty, so I'm a
Yeah.
degenerate.
You're like one of these X band players. Like you know how to play in true life.
Some people, they're like, oh, there's one from I can't do this. And to me, to a degree, like, I can't play an 8. But for some reason, like, I had a coworker, he brought his laptop, he tried to play 97, and it's like, you can feel the lag on the MAME. And for me, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of bad. Then if I play it more, then all of a sudden I'm doing all my shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't feel it anymore.
But otherwise, I mean, it's good.
It's a good question though. How is everybody in the chat? I don't have it. How is everyone feeling about the PC version right now?
Have you not seen? They actually did the latency tests on
did
everything.
they? Oh, okay.
Dude,
okay.
so the PS5 release is something like 5-ish,
Yeah,
maybe
5-ish.
6 frames of
Input
input delay.
lag.
The PC version is like 1.3.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is that only the PS5 version on PS5, or is it even PS4 version?
So
on
PS4 on PS5 is a little better. PS4 on PS4 is a little better.
And PS4 Pro.
And then
yeah.
Xbox is a little better, and then PC is
The
significant.
Lord.
Oh, okay, got you. So PS5 on PS5 is actually the worst one. That's crazy.
Yeah. That means I'm ready for tournaments.
But then also, how's everybody's experience? And I don't, you guys probably haven't done this yet.
Yeah.
How's everybody's experience online? Like, how's the net code
I've
been for everybody
played
right now?
Day 1 of the early release online, and I played, I think, 3 or 4 different people. It felt good. I was just choosing, filtering it by 4 bars and up, and I haven't had a bad connection yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's a very small sample size. but,
Sajam
yeah.
said he had like 1 or 2 like not
Yeah,
so
yeah,
great
yeah.
experiences, and then just said fuck it and kept playing.
Right, yeah. He said he was just addicted to
Yeah,
the game.
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, this is just this game just feels fun. It's fun to just to smash buttons again. And like I said, it's just that's the key right there. It's just the game.
Thank you.
Don't worry, Rune. You're gonna get your outfit together too.
I don't like this. I don't like this. His
What?
hair is outdoing my hair.
Yeah.
So now he's cute AF, and I'm probably just
Dude.
looking like a big fat.
You need to start using mane and tail, bro.
What is that?
Mane and tail. Oh my god,
Mane
no.
and tail?
I use horse shampoo.
Horse shampoo.
Okay, mane and tail, James. I'm surprised you don't know this, James. Mane and tail is a horse shampoo that people have been using for freaking eons.
Okay,
Like it was
okay.
popular in the 60s, I guess, when everyone was having long hair, and that's when they discovered to use mane and tail.
To use the stuff that they
So-
use for horses for humans.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's gonna cure my COVID too, right? So,
Oh, man.
Oh shit. Good night. We hope.
I like the way he's man. Thanks. Yeah.
Good night. Good night.
Yeah. It's like you get the mane and tail as a free injection. You get the anti-wormer.
just drink it, right?
Yeah, man.
Get it on the inside.
Damn it. So I said good night.
Yeah, I just want to talk
wow.
about like two things really quick and get the fuck out.
Yeah. So, anyways, yes, it is. And but you know what? I tried it. I tried it in a long ass time ago when my hair was down to my calves. So when I was little, and it fucked up my hair.
Oh, really?
I didn't like it. I was like, I begged my mom for me to get it because everyone's like, "Oh, your hair's so long. Do you use mane and tail?" And I'm just like, "No, maybe I should." So I tried it. Holy shit! Did it fuck up my hair? It dried it out. It made
You're
it
like
feel
the
terrible.
only person I've ever heard with a
Yeah,
bad
I'm
experience.
not
So
surprised.
that is what you use then? Huh?
Yeah.
No,
like,
it jacked up my hair though. It jacked up my hair.
Like I do rotate between different shampoos and conditioners, but I don't really use like super high-end stuff. I'm pretty ignorant of that world of it.
Right,
But the go-to, I always come back to mane and tail. Yeah.
I can't believe you use mane and tail. Like,
Or maybe that's how godlike my hair is. Where I,
I
could
think
do
it
it.
is.
Yeah.
I think you've like brutally trained your hair.
Yeah,
now
I-
it's
I just
super-
hard flex
Training
it.
my hair into 100 times gravity.
But I think his hair is just like an inch longer than mine now, because it looked longer to me, and I'm like, your hair now beat my hair.
Maybe.
So, but
Maybe I need to put you next to each other and check.
Yeah, no, we need to
I
do
think
that. We
so.
need to lower your head to
Yeah.
the same
Well,
height
no,
as hers
we
and,
still
like-
haven't taken our KOF Team Long Hair ending photo, so we got to do
Yeah.
that tonight after the show wraps up.
Yeah, my hair does train at
Yeah,
15 pounds.
Yeah, he brushes it with 15-pound strings on a brush. He had a custom-made, fight stick brush.
My custom brush.
My custom. So yeah, no, we need to take our long hair, Team Long Hair picture.
I don't know. I just flex on people. I literally just have good hair, and I didn't do anything special. People ask like, "What do you do? What do you do?" I'm like, I don't know. I just
Shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah.
separate, not the.
I mean, it's like I said, for me and my family,
Not a 3-in-1.
like my dad started losing his hair pretty young. My brother's lost most of his hair. He gets mad every time he sees me. He's just like, so this is where all my hair went, you
Yeah,
know?
man.
Like, I don't know. I don't do anything.
No, that's
like,
what you're just looking about. That's why I don't cut it, so I can represent for both of them.
No, actually,
see, there you
that's
go.
what I tell my mom, because my mom actually has good hair. So I definitely got it from my mom's side of the thing. But my mom hates my hair. She hates this hair.
Yeah.
And so I just tell her, I'm like, I keep it this way because people my age don't get
You
to
get
keep,
to-
No,
don't
they
get to
don't.
have this
Yeah.
hair.
No, you
So,
rock
yeah,
it. You keep
yeah.
rocking it because you're doing a damn good job of it. You show that shit off.
Yeah.
That's exactly
I
what
mean,
you
I
do.
might cut it sooner, but not like cut it. Just clean it
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean, kind of thing. So try to go for that Robin Show, Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
okay look, you know, kind of thing. So
Exactly. So
yeah.
no, it's good. It's good. We could, if you want, we could do the just like I did with Burnout Fighter on the Wednesday night fight stream.
The razor
Yeah,
cut.
cosplayed as Ibuki,
Oh.
razor cutting his hair to look like Sasuke. I could totally just razor cut some Animu hair for you if you want.
I used to have really short hair. One time I had like the little,
You did.
like the even buzz cut
You
on the
did.
sides
You did.
and stuff like that.
Because I had memories pop up on my phone yesterday,
nice.
and it was us in 2019, and I'm looking at
But
you, and
no,
I'm
I
like,
had it even way
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
shorter
had
than
it
that.
so
Yeah.
short, and I'm like, holy shit, that was
Yeah,
James's hair. Oh my god, I need to show it to you. You're gonna be like, whoa. 2019 James, whoa. But okay, so
Needless to say, though, it just sounds like everybody's really enjoying the game. so
no
far.
matter what it is, KOF 15 has something for everybody, because we haven't even brought up the godlike DJ station. Whether for a lot of people like me, it's the art, it's the lore, the fact that we're getting almost completed stories, some completed lore stories, and we're seeing more characters coming in from past stories. It's just like
Also, those endings are fucking long.
and the long endings
really?
are satisfying. They're like 3 minutes.
dang,
They're
okay.
like 3 minutes.
And then you get a post-credit stinger on top of it.
You do.
It's so good.
With
those special teams,
voices,
too?
yes, and with voices,
Dang.
with voices, and that's what
the
makes
stingers have voices. The main ending does not.
it. Yes.
Okay, so even to unlock those songs with those special teams, those have long
So-
endings?
No, those ones
Oh,
are stingers
okay.
only.
Okay.
But they still have voices.
Right. Okay. Oh, well, you mean
Answer
the
it.
fact that he walks like he moonwalks, basically?
With those same shoes, he does jump
He
CD
does.
at you.
Yeah.
He also does those funny teleports.
Now you know you need those shoes to do those things. But again, it's just like KOF 15 has a little bit of everything for everyone. So if you were a fan or even a casual, fan or just liked KOF for one reason or another, you are going to be pleased what they put in game. So and again, this is just the beginning. We have DLCs. Who knows what other costumes we're gonna get?
I'm just gonna say, KOF is here again.
Nothing's gonna stop until it's
The future is now.
okay.
Okay? It says so on my pants. Right there. You see that? The future is now.
The pants
okay?
don't lie.
The pants do not lie. And they're just as well animated when I hop around. Thank you. So,
Until 1998.
I mean, honestly,
it
like
all began in 94.
obviously it depends on whether or not you can afford to or whatever like that, because video games are expensive.
Yeah.
But if it is a game that you're considering trying, I definitely would recommend trying it out. There is a lot of fun things, and like I said, it's a fighting game where you can hit buttons a lot more freely, and it's not like the moves that are punishable on block are very obviously punishable.
Like,
on
oh,
block.
I blocked a DP. I'm going into
Yeah,
space.
or
Yeah.
like I'm gonna try the tackle with Clark, and they blocked it. Look at me, I'm lying down here for like 10 years.
As I'm still moving forward, I'm not
Yeah.
bouncing back or anything. Yeah.
But for the most part, like, there's something about, like, maybe it's because I'm a Cameo player in ST, and using the drill at the right ranges to not be punishable was so satisfying. But, like, I was watching some footage, and, like, I think it might have even been Tasty Steve stream or somebody, and they were playing Mai, and they just did the light, the fire, and they hit it at the tip and pushed him away, and there's, like, you don't have to worry about whose turn it is. Like, it's just, it's
here's
good
the thing.
spacing.
We're talking about, like, how modern games, it's like, oh, it's your turn. It's, like, very obviously punishable.
Right,
I think they already went through their flop era with 13. Because everyone's saying, oh, Terry's bare knuckle. If you played 13, it was ST Cammy Drill.
Oh, was it?
It was that
Oh,
bad. And there's a lot of moves that are very obviously punishable in that game. But people tend to forget that because, like, Kim, EX Hungetsun,
Right.
EX Air Hungetsun, you just do stuff. But when you do a lot of, like, these traditional special moves, like Kyo Red Kick, like, I used to be able to just do it. But now, like, if you block it in 13, the normal version, it's like, oh, this is really punishable. So that's what made 13 feel kind of uncomfortable for me.
Interesting. Okay.
So they already been through their era doing
Right.
that. Now, when 14 released, and like I saw Nakaruru doing Nakaruru things, Love Heart doing Love Heart things, I'm like, oh, this is free. This is freeing because they're
You
done
loved
with
it.
that
Yeah,
13
yeah.
stuff, you know?
I mean, what was interesting though, I mean, the only move that I found that was kind of like that is Benimaru's little heavy slash.
Yeah.
Because that thing's plus on block. Like, I
Yeah.
thought that was going to be super negative, but that thing is plus on block.
Well, it
Yeah.
has more startup than usual.
Yes, it has very, and that's the thing too. So, I mean, in Tekken, there's a lot of frame data, but a lot of things that are plus on block are always top-down attacks. Like you see, like a
Yeah.
headbutt or a guy hopping or something like
Yeah.
that. In KOF, things that are plus on block are usually pretty clear because they're like, huh?
They have a long startup, like the Ralph punch. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Exactly.
I've said it so many times on this show. They need to sell Miten-kun's pillow. If they had PJ sets, just like Miten-kun's, if they sold a nice PJ set, I would just buy it in every color or buy 2 or 3 of them. Like, I mean, and they have sold cosplay stuff. I'm not going to call it cosplay stuff. They have sold clothing. You know, we both have Iori pants. We both have Iori jokers. And that was SNK with
Hakabano Garo.
Hakabana Gallery that they had that cross collab, a 98 cross collab.
Specifically.
Where
yeah.
you could, and he has the best jacket that I still wish, I regret not buying that jacket, but you have it, and I'm happy you have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Kyo and Iori, you know,
It's
Sukajan jacket.
It's reversible.
It's reversible.
Oh, that's
So-
sick. Okay.
So
okay.
we definitely look out for that stuff. And in the future, if I see more of it, you know, I'm going to let you guys know on here. But seriously, like, SNK right now, the marketing definitely needs to bust out more of like the jewelry, the clothing, because they've had that stuff, like Iori's jacket or
I'd buy
Kyo's.
Leona's earrings.
You would buy Leona's earrings.
Problem is, you'd lose them real fast because you'd just be like,
You're throwing them everywhere.
I buy Terry's
I know.
sandwich.
No, I just buy extras.
You'd just be apple juicing, losing them.
apple juice.
With that in mind, one of the things I did want to talk about real quick, talking about merch,
Yes.
is you know that they've got the KOF 15 pop-up shop going right now, which has a whole week left. And I think I discussed it before, is that if you spent about $30 at the shop, you got this sweet envelope with the invitation kind of thing of all the members of a particular team.
Right.
And it's a really cool promotion. They're gone. They're sold out.
You're talking about these ones, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
This one's right
Yep.
here.
Those are all
Sold
gone now.
out.
Put this
It
on the
is-
stream.
I'm happy, but I'm so depressed at the same time that literally everything that we ever wanted merchandise-wise, like for the beginning of what we liked wish list-wise for KOF 15, was at, of course, again, the Akiba container shop. They're always doing KOF and SNK pop-ups there. And it's heartbreaking that we don't get nice things in the States because
Just open the image. and-
we tried so hard to grab these, and even our friends in Japan did. It was so crazy how much things sold out there, but you know what? I'm so happy that they did, because everybody is so excited to get KOF 15 stuff. Not only that, this proves that they need more KOF 15 influential merch, or just merch of KOF 15 characters in general.
Yeah, there's a whole ass market for it.
There is a huge whole ass market for it, and it's not just in Japan. Let me make this clear. SNK, we need these pop-up shops worldwide, okay? If the States can get those damn BTS pop-up shops in random ass malls out here, okay, we can get an SNK KOF 15 pop-up shop.
The Sanrio pop-ups we've had, even.
Even the freaking Sanrio pops, okay?
I mean, let's be honest though. Like BTS, Sanrio, KOF,
Still.
That's why they gave
Still.
Kyo that haircut in 14. You want more
Exactly.
K-pop.
And it's a thing though. I'm not saying it has to be as mainstream in a mall. We have so many events still going here. You could do this at CO. You could do it at Combo
Right.
Breaker. You could do it at Evo.
Yeah.
You could do it at Comic Con. You could do it at so many places that, because even though we're going through this pandemic, we're still having conventions. We're still having events. Bring the pop-up shop merch there, please.
Yeah, fighting in
Please.
events would be the perfect
Yeah.
place to
Yeah.
do that.
Exactly.
So one of the things, like, the envelopes are gone. That's it. They're done yet.
Right.
Within the first 2-3 days,
It was
they
like-
had some of the merchandise already
Already.
selling out, and they went, oh shit. And they've had to restock a bunch of the items multiple times.
Shame on you, Mercari scalpers in Japan,
Were there a
because
lot of
that
scalpers
the,
from
the, that was the issue with the first run. Everything sold out within like a day and a half because everybody was buying 3
Giant
to
bolts of
5,
stuff,
you know, of each acrylic or this or that, and getting the envelopes, and then a few hours later you see them all on Mercari for triple the price.
Well, at least the envelopes, though, like, to the best of the staff's capabilities, were one per customer.
Yes,
Like,
no
and
matter how much you spend.
They literally even say on the website, no splitting up your shopping cart to make 2 purchases to try to get 2 envelopes.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
So we can try to get 1 to everyone. So with that in mind, I definitely did buy a Mercari reseller envelope.
But
We
for
had
one
no
particular
choice.
one,
I
right?
wonder who that would be.
We
picked,
had
right?
no choice.
I
Pretty
too
sure it
love
was-
Dolores.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you got like Joe, right?
Absolutely.
Buddy.
It was Takuma actually. We
Yeah.
opened up the cards
Yeah,
and there
we-
were 3 Takuma
Does
envelopes
he
in
know
there.
about the Takuma story, dude? Does Levon know about the Takuma story?
Probably
don't
not.
know.
I don't think so.
Dude, so they bought one of those sets of cards for, was it a game?
The O2
Are you familiar?
AR cards from the
Okay.
card set.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you for posting that in the chat. Somebody is going to be
Oh, dang,
happy with that
nice.
Garo Terry code. Thank you, Taurus.
Hey.
Look at, appreciate
Nice.
that. The
You.
community appreciates
Remember the
you
guy who would
already, but
enter
thank
all
you.
the Under Night tournaments with as a coupon code name? For
Oh,
Under Night?
sick.
Yeah,
Good shit, homie. And if you guys don't know, Torrance does a lot of KOF art, so go check out his Twitter.
But
Oh,
we
okay.
were opening the pack of cards, and I have been telling them for years how bad my luck is. And so there's a pack of 8 cards. One is always like a special gold foil one. One is always like another special card, and then there's 6 other cards, right? And so they gave me a pack to open up, and I opened up and I took out the 2 cards,
Yeah.
and then I went Takuma, Takuma, Takuma,
Yo.
Takuma, Takuma.
That was one pack.
This
It was
is
all one pack.
And I guarantee you these weren't in the pack until I touched it.
That character's a problem, man. Because O2 and OTM Takuma, normal Takuma, he has Tatsu, and it just beats everything.
Yeah.
And you just do it, and hard knockdowns. And so you just really got Hien Shifu kicked by him. You literally did. You got memed on.
Oh man,
a big
definitely.
But that is his RNG luck. That is
Yeah.
the whole point. That is his RNG luck, and it is crazy. The fact we didn't believe him. We did not believe him.
Don't say
But
we.
I didn't
was
believe him.
wrong.
I thought James was exaggerating. Okay,
yeah,
I thought he was being
uh-huh.
over dramatic, and then he opens that shit, and I'm like, I will never doubt that ever again.
Yo.
I am never having you help me win Kuji prizes.
Yes,
ever.
that is true.
So, because it's
man.
yeah. See, Rune, I take him to go help me win Kuji prizes in Japan because here I am trying to get an A prize, and I've like spent like
I am the
$20,
anti-rude.
$30.
So I mean, there was one time we were in Vegas and like Marn was playing 21, and I told Marn, I'm like, I'm really bad luck. I'm just staying the fuck away from you while you play, and I walked away. And then Justin was like, we need to leave. So we all went back to go find Marn at the table, and he was up and winning, and then he got like 2 aces. So he's like, I have to split the aces. And then he lost, and then he was down, and then he turned around and he saw me. He's like, it's you! It's your fault!
Yeah.
And I was like, you're not wrong. I was like, you're not wrong. So
No, but you know, I'm spending $30, you know, trying to win prizes in Japan and still don't get the A prize. Rune doesn't even give a shit about these Kuji prizes, okay? He spends $7, buys one damn ticket, reaches in, it's the A prize. That is how, and I'm just like, and when I would try to win something in a UFO prize, his luck rubs off on you, no
Nice.
matter where you're. Like,
He's
you
the-
need to stand by
he's
James.
the heater. I'm
Yes,
the cooler,
yes.
basically.
Yeah.
Right? So.
And the girl just comes out. She sees me struggling. The girl comes out, straight fixes it, so the next one just falls right in. I got my little Cheeton plushie, and it's all because of Rune. Like, I think she thought, like, we were a couple, and he was trying to win it for me, or I was losing,
Right,
so
yeah,
she's
yeah,
like,
uh-huh.
oh, how cute, there you go, and, you know, so...
man.
But, no, he is the good luck charm. He is number 1, the good luck charm.
I've always said if I was a Final Fantasy character, my luck stat would be 0. So
Negative, it would be like...
yeah, it'd be negative. So
It would be -5 Takuma.
yeah, I've always told the Catan story as well, which was, I know you've heard the story before. You know how Catan works, right? You've all played Catan.
Not really, but I've seen it, you know, the board. And
So
all that,
basically,
yeah.
you put houses on hexagonal
hexagons,
boards,
yeah.
and they all have numbers on
jamming.
them, right?
Yeah.
And so, if you have a unit, if you have a building that's on one of those numbers, every time you roll that number, you get that resource that's on there. Well, if you roll 2 die. If you you roll 2 die basically, And so obviously getting like 12 is the like most common or something. I forgot exactly how it works, but basically was there a 12-sided die on there or something like that? It might have been like that, but if you roll a 6, you move the thief. But 5 and 7 are the most common ones that you can roll. So if you can get a house next to a 5 or a 7, you are great.
Pretty
you
set.
get all the resources, right? So we played 3 games in a row, and 7 moves a thief. So it was 6 and 8, 6 and 8. I've got my unit next to a 6. That entire game was 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. And my friend was like, nah, that's just one game. We got the next game. I got something next to the 8. The entire game was 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. And he was like, no, it's just coincidence. We played the third game. It's very rare that this can happen. It's hard to happen.
Yeah.
But I got a unit next to a 6 and an 8. And the entire game was 5 and 9 and 5 and 9 and 5 and 9 and 5 and 9. And then my friend was finally like, all right, I believe you now. I give up. So...
The universal constant.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Also, since we were talking about merch,
Oh,
we need to talk about. We need to let Olaf have the floor.
Oh, I'm not going to do much because it's only one photo, but I'm excited. So, a couple months ago, Storm Collectibles revealed the sculpt for their new Blue Mary figure. Today, they revealed the fully painted version in one single photo.
The King of Fighters.
Perfect.
King of
Where is this playing from?
Did you have something on Twitch or
There you
something?
go. There it
Oh,
is.
there it is. Okay.
YouTube.
King of Fighters
From the
launch
official.
trailer. Dang, I was accidentally.
We had Bellamy speaking. Yeah, Clements. Good old
Here we
Clements.
go. This is the thing. This is the thing with the thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's going to have to happen.
It's a good figure. It's a good
It's
figure.
not, I
The
really, I still
hair,
like her
the
face.
face, the face is great. The
Because she looks
hair
like
is
surly,
great.
but still kind of cute.
Right.
Yeah, and that's like a classic Mary thing. And if I am not mistaken, is that a hint of definition on the arm?
Yeah, she got a little
A bit.
tricep going on. Just a little.
A little right there.
Oh,
There
well.
you go. There you
It's
go.
so cute. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I know, right?
Yeah.
So with all that being said, you know we are going to get like 2 of these figures.
Yeah.
And you know I love my Terry from this set. And I'm really happy now they're bringing out Mary. So I would love to open up a Mary just like we did with Terry. So Storm Collectibles.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Yeah, because I'm gonna need that, and I'm also going to need to know if they're planning on doing an alternate color like they did for like Haomaru.
Because Howell has like 5 alternate colors.
Does he have that many?
He had a ton. He had,
Jeez.
4. Because he had the blue, the black, the red, and then the classic. And I think he had a green. I want to
No,
say a green, but
That's a good point. We have to talk about that too.
Right, King of
Yes.
Fighters All Stars.
No, don't. I stopped playing that game. I spent too much money.
I
No.
honestly, I only played it for like a week or 2, and I was like, nope, we're done. Here.
I just literally only autoed in that game. And then I just rolled for characters.
I mean, KOF All Stars collabs with everyone. That is the
Yeah.
whole point of the game. So it was only a matter of time until Street Fighter came in.
They have WWE, like John
Yes.
Cena's in the game, right?
Yeah.
The Rock
Yeah,
is
okay.
in there. You know, Angel's so
John
happy. The
Cena
Rock is in
was
there.
a
Yes.
really good dark
And
unit.
the best one, our favorite one, is Gintama. You had Gintama characters. It's an anime.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. That's right.
You know
Yeah.
the creature.
Gintama's-
You know the creature in the car.
Yeah, it's
that's from
Elizabeth
Gintama.
Piggy
Elizabeth.
Oh,
Yes.
okay,
So,
okay.
yeah,
that
yeah.
character is actually in
In
the
the
collab.
game,
They
yeah.
had
so-
other gacha games like Seven Nights. They had Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're
Tekken.
getting Street Fighter. What they've already done, what Capcom has been doing all the time,
Yeah.
which is now we've already revealed 2 Chun-Li's.
Yep.
And then we're getting Ryu, and then I think we're getting 2 more. Usually is the how the collab
Okay,
works. So
okay,
one of the Chuns is probably a freebie, like you're just guaranteed if you log in.
Right,
And then the
yeah.
other 4 you can earn or pull for.
I mean, it's interesting because
So-
I mean they also revealed the Magic the Gathering collab for
They
Street
did?
Fighter V.
I have been laughing so
Yes.
fucking hard at those cards. Oh,
I mean, are they like good inside jokes or just like
all of the above. They're hilarious inside jokes if you play Street Fighter, but the cards are actually really interesting functionally if you play Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
And like they actually have special passive abilities. Like Guile literally has a special passive ability of Sonic Boom and Flash Kick.
That's cool.
They're unique to him.
That's cool.
Yeah,
okay,
it's fucking hilarious.
That's awesome. So they did a good job with them then. That's good.
Yeah, and they actually look like competitively viable. Okay, so I don't know if there's going to be interesting rulings or if they're actually just part of the set or anything. But
are they heroes or whatever that thing that?
Nope.
The Walking Knights or whatever.
Nope.
They're just cards.
They're not planeswalkers.
Okay.
They're just fucking creatures.
Okay.
They're just units.
Gotcha.
Guile is a creature.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just units.
That's how I feel about Maton Kun too. Jesus. What's up, Connie? What's going on?
Hey.
Speaking of Guile, I wanted to make this quick comparison. Like, I've noticed in fighting games, and this is another reason why I've appreciated KOF 15 so much, and just KOF in general and SNK characters. They make you like and appreciate military characters. As to where, you know, with characters like Guile and Cammy, you just get this stereo.
No, James. Capcom hasn't known what to do with Cammy in over 15 years.
Game style wise, like
and
strategy
story,
was, right?
and story.
When you break
what has she done? She has moped about the dolls again.
Right. Yeah.
That's her entire arc now. Moping about the dolls.
And when you see a character like Guile, you're just like, yeah, you know, America, yeah, you know, play by the rules, you know, oh, I'm so serious, I'm American military. But like, you take people like Akari Warriors, you take people like Hydern and Leona and Ralph and Clark and Whip, and they actually, you don't even know what country they represent.
They don't.
That's why they're great.
I'm just saying, like, the problem with it is like you're trying to compare storylines to a game that obviously doesn't care about story.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of
that's the point that I'm trying to make as well. It's just like they make you care.
Yeah, and so basically, Connikins is the producer of the show that I was talking about on the stream earlier. That was talking about trying to play King of Fighters, and I was like, you should definitely play it. So yeah, he's definitely
nice.
But yeah, no, I mean, the Akari Warriors are like super endearing while also being strangely accurate.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it comes to the military background and such, and the way they do things,
or just the way they shoot the shit. Like I've known that guy.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You know a Ralph and you know a Clark. If you have.
Here's the thing. Guile and Cammy are just dogs of the military. Who cares? Akari Warriors, they're literally outer heaven. I love metal.
Hey, in all fairness, I mean, dogs have a memory.
Yeah.
Damn,
Jesus. Bro.
You're talking to someone who's been in military, so obviously.
I mean, I'm gonna talk shit, but it's also like I really like Cammy, but there's only so far you can take an amnesiac with no plot.
Yeah, Abel.
I just don't care.
Where
the Cammy Bros
here? That's also why we're getting so worked up about like how endearing like the Akari Warriors.
Exactly. That is why you can feel more of an attachment and a relation to those characters rather than you can the Street Fighter ones. We are not shitting on Street Fighter at all. No, let me do this. We are not crapping on Street Fighter at all. My goal is that because KOF 15, such a great game, bringing the lore back, bringing all these characters, I would love to see more story and more character development with Cammy, with Guile, with all of the Street Fighter roster of 5 that will be going into 6. So I'm hoping other gaming companies can get why we like KOF so much and put that in. Now
So the thing is, I've always taken it as is kind of like the comparisons with DC and Marvel. Is that like, you know, like Superman is iconic. Everyone knows Superman. Everyone knows Batman. Everyone knows Wonder Woman. But for my money, it's always going to be like I've loved like the humanity of like the X-Men.
Right.
But there's nothing that's ever going to make the X-Men more iconic than those DC characters. It's never going to happen. And it's just how it is. And Street Fighter, you know, Ryu, Chun-Li, Guile, they're always going to be those, like, iconic characters.
Right.
And there's nothing that anyone can do about that. But, you know, depending on what you look for in your gameplay, your stories, your lore, etc., you're going to walk away with different feelings.
Of course.
Yes.
Super Turbo. gave me a picture of Cammy leaning down and petting a cat.
So
That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
here's all I have to say. When I was younger,
Oh shit.
in terms of fighting game crushes, Cammy was one of the first. Cammy's a good character. I like Cammy. I also love Leona. But when you also compare the two, they practically have this.
Taste.
I do have great taste. LeBonland. Anyways, but then I love those two characters. So aside of everything, if there ever was like a new CVS SVC, I really like how 15 did those, like, you do the funny team endings and they actually have a small thing and it's actually voiced.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if it's a small clip, I just want to see Cammy and Leona interact because they have really
that'd be
similar
really cool.
complexes.
Yeah.
They come from really similar backgrounds.
That'd be a great
And I
team
think
up
they
there,
both
yeah.
like cats.
Oh yeah, Leona
Yeah.
likes cats
And that's
too?
why Leona has a cat
wonder I
outfit
like-
in SNK Heroines.
No wonder I like Leona so much.
There's like a good overlap. They have that stoic personality, but then they do have the emotions, but it's like, how do I interact with the people around me without
Right.
getting overly attached? The difference is Leona has a team. So she has Ralph and
Right.
Clark to bounce off of, and
Cammy
they got her back.
had a team.
Now, Cammy,
It
air
is
quotes,
a-
has
has
a
a
team,
team.
but they don't get to play often enough.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, I came from Street Fighter 2. Zangief danced with Gorbachev, and
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
Blanca had a bracelet that was this thick that his grandma gave or his mom gave him.
Yep.
Billy, yeah, Jimmy.
That's right, Jimmy.
I just, you know, and that's just the thing is like, I don't. Every time Street Fighter has tried to do story, they have failed.
Yes.
And so I just don't want them to.
Anymore. At this point, I feel it. I
They
feel
let
it.
someone
I feel
try
it.
to give it a story, and then they shit on it.
Right. Yeah.
Not only that, yes, we know Street Fighter V has a story, a 3-hour story that's the same
That's
for
bloody.
every character that you
Yeah.
go through playing the game.
Well,
and all it is in the end is Karen and friends try to save the world, and
then
the
throw
main villain and the main problem and Nakali, which was supposed to be such a focus of 5, it is just Ryu. What did you say? You said it best.
one?
Ryu came in and just was like, "No, Nakali," and
Yeah.
that was the end.
Yeah,
there wasn't even a battle. There wasn't even, a big boss
Yeah,
fight.
it's
really.
Street Fighter V Advent Children.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
and it's
that's
just
what
like,
you said. Throw Ryu at all the problems. That's what it was.
I love Nakali's design so much. I just wish he was in King of Fighters. And
he's
not
got
Street-
the hair, right?
I love V-Trigger 1. I wish I could V-Trigger 1 in real
I
life.
just realized Laban is like Tatsu, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Tatsu always,
back in the day.
Yeah, he used to play all the hair characters, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I played Street Fighter V competitively when it launched. I was a Nakali and a Cammy player.
Okay, there you
And
go.
then 14 came out. I'm like, okay, I'll take a break and come back to 5 later. Then the jump between season 1 and season 2 happened.
yeah.
That dramatic jump. So I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's a good game now for people who like that, but then at this point for me, it's...
so in the future, again, I think Street Fighter 6 should actually have individual, better stories for everybody, and not a 3-hour, long ass
I mean,
main
even
story.
just the little talking pictures that they have in 5, it's still an improvement.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
mean,
interesting
5
Like,
does
like
have
fucking
that.
Boxer crying and shit.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
awesome.
Yeah,
But
that was
it's-
sweet.
It's really interesting too because Street Fighter V, a lot of the
Yes,
personalities
we will
and stuff
kidnap NRS
used
stuff.
to
Yes.
always come from their background music and their.
What's the cat?
The cats are just.
He's actually scratching the top of the Christmas house.
Oh,
He has
he's
never
using
scratched
it?
cardboard before in his life.
Take a picture.
I'm so happy. I'm
Take a
so
picture,
happy.
Take a
that's a good
picture.
thing.
I can't even look over there yet. Just quick before he stops. Before he catches on to you. So I bought the kitties one of those like cat scratchy like fancy houses because they never scratch.
They never scratch on cardboard, yeah.
And now Nathan is finally using it. So,
so
yay.
happy.
I'm
I'm
gonna
so
buy them
happy.
so many of those now in the future.
Well, if he keeps going,
Yeah.
Actually, I need to reward him for that.
You're straight leaving the stream to reward Nathan.
Boy.
There you go. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I know. I'm just very happy Nathan
Yeah,
is
let
using
the
it.
dog do
so,
it.
yay.
Oh, dude.
Good boy. No, he has to know he did something right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Positive reinforcement.
Because if I turn and look at him, he might think he's in trouble.
trouble.
No,
So
no,
I
yeah,
have to
yeah.
go and
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good job, Nathan! Yay!
Okay, there we go.
So I don't know with fighting game stories. I came from like Melty. I came from visual novels, so I'm just used to like reading. Like, if you read, like, on the website for King of Fighters 15, they have those small little bits. I wish they did more of that. Like,
It made me think of that. Which fighting game was it with the trailer with the guy yelling the whole time? Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, we heard you like reading. Here's more text.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
yeah.
I mean, because again, like even Third Strike, like everybody loves that game, and like
Yeah.
Dudley wants to get his car back from Gil.
Yes.
That's it.
Like that's the story, right?
Yeah.
That's a good ass story too. It's
Actually,
great.
Is it?
With that in mind,
We
though,
never forgot it.
yeah.
with that in mind, actually, I really would like them to start backing up these stories that they put online. Like, all of these, like, pre-tournament stories that we've been
Phantom
Yeah.
reading and everything. The ones we do, we're like, oh, we're going to read this one.
Because the ones
Put
that
them in-game.
Yeah.
Put them in the game, put
This
them in
is
the
a
gallery, and have them
good
backed up.
chunk of lore that's
Yeah.
lost.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because if you expect everything to come from the game, it's not there. But then there's such good sources. Like the 13 one was really good when you see the characterization of Iori checking up on Chizuru who lost her powers, and then like going into the tournament. There's a lot of
dude, and good luck finding the ones from like 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were really well written. It's not just like some off thing that some dude wrote. It's like there's a lot of like nuance and like good writing in it. And then that's also when I learned Iori smokes. Iori smokes. Yeah. And then learning that Billy smokes despite having the jacket that says no smoking on it.
I think that he
I
actually
mean-
smoked. I thought he didn't care. He just liked the
Yeah,
jacket.
he just
I don't
liked
know
the
if he
jacket.
actually
The official interview says now that he just liked the jacket and then he didn't pay for it. They had to say in an interview to make sure, like, yeah, he didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, also keep in mind too that Japan culture, a lot of people smoke, so
Yeah.
they'll make characters smoke there, and it's not as big
Big
of a
as
deal.
they
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. And you could see a person like Iori and Billy smoking.
Yeah.
So it goes with that,
It's
Yeah,
just-
though I imagine now Billy or Iori's gonna actually have one of like the fancy devices and shit now.
He
Again,
no,
vapes
not the
now.
vape, but the one with the little tiny cigarette in the vape device.
Oh, you mean a jewel? He's gonna have a jewel.
Oh, no.
Or
He's
wait,
a jazz bassist. He's going to go for a fine cigar.
Well, that too. That's the
Yeah.
he's gonna be lighting him up with Antonov at one point, or
And the best
or
thing about it
Antonov's
is
gonna give him.
he
a
doesn't need to
cigar.
bring a lighter anywhere. That's the best
Yeah.
part
Yeah.
about it, right? It's just like
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
it. Yeah. So
See, it's more of that cool
useful.
guy shit. That's why he smokes. There you go. It's more of that. So,
Like Cruella de Vil. Like, yeah.
right. No, he's got his long.
That's what Elizabeth would use. There you
God.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ridiculous.
But yeah, they need to take a lot of those sources that are outside of the game and put it in the game. So it's.
Or just make it available for download so that
Yeah, so-
you can archive things. So, because I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, it's interesting. So just this week on the Tuesday show, we were talking to Auric. We interviewed Auric, and he was talking about video game preservation. And, we were talking. He was like, "Well, the best thing about it is like for us old guys, like we can be like, oh, you need to see how bad Street Fighter 2 was. Let's bust it out." And if we're at today and we're like, oh, you should see how bad Street Fighter 5 Season 1 was.
Yeah. You can't get it back.
You
Yeah.
can't. And so one of the
Which is funny because it's still in the code.
Right, it's still there.
And you can't.
Yeah, and that's the great thing. So they did the right thing with 4 because they created Edition Select at one point in time. And I'm hoping they keep that up and come out with an Edition Select.
Yeah, I'm still holding out hope for that because I want to see what happens when you put like modern character versus like season 1 Mika, launch Mika, see what happens.
Laura with a medium kick that actually was super broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's Capcom Dream Match.
Yeah, let it all rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let it rock.
Exactly.
Yep.
So,
Well then, on that note,
I'm good to call it a night.
okay.
we all have to wake up early tomorrow.
Excessively early.
Very, very much early.
I will be doing Capcom Cup stuff, so.
And we gotta head to the airport
Drop my ass off.
at balls in the morning.
Okay.
And as gamers, it's hard to do balls in the morning. So,
Yes.
but we're glad that the KOF 15 launch has been very successful. Everyone's very happy. Positive reviews everywhere. So many people I was not expecting to play it in the FGC are playing it. And, now we can We literally have friends flying out to come hang out and play with us, okay? It's beautiful how KOF 15 is really just inspiring the whole community right now. So I'm glad y'all are into it. Keep playing it. Let's keep supporting SNK. I am very happy that we get to do this show and talk about all these wonderful things. So, and also, tag us in any neat stuff you find on Synchronized Twitter. All the cool stuff, tag us, you know, we like to share with the community, all the good stuff. But any last words you would like to say, Mr. 98, before we take off?
So I've been kind of low-key for the past how many years for fighting games and fighting game content. Please follow me on Twitter, and a lot of people actually just they just DM me and just ask me questions about any King of Fighters game.
Okay.
And I just help people out. Now that I have steady days off again, I'd like to stream more, produce more content, because I see a lot of people making tutorials now. It's different than a whole decade ago.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is
we didn't tell people how to play games before because we wanted to beat them.
yeah.
And now.
So what I want to do now is start doing a clinic. It's okay, I'll play with you, or I'll review match footage with you on my stream, and then we can just break things down and give you homework. So it'd be okay, let's focus on this, and come back in a month or 2 weeks, and then let's work on some other stuff.
You know, some people pay to do that. So, I mean, and you are just nothing but knowledge when it comes to KOF.
Yeah, it was free when I did it for SRK for 13. It's still free now.
I mean, that's how me
You're
and
at the
Olaf,
right table.
Yeah, that's how me and Olaf actually kind of became good friends because
Yeah.
I got him to
Yeah.
help me with all the wikis, dude. So
And all of you guys are so knowledgeable with your tech and having wikis and things like that. So I really think this is a good thing, and I think you should continue that.
So
And now is the time to do it because the future's now.
So yeah, I'm Laban. On Twitter, I'm at Laban9898. I'm also on Instagram, which I mainly use to flex my vacations.
And food.
Yeah, but my Twitter will be food, a lot of Labanland. Yeah, and that's also my Twitch as well, Laban9898. So you could follow me at that Twitch. And that's, yeah, if you have any questions, you can directly DM me or just shoot a tweet at me in a public place. I'll be happy to answer your questions. And
he'll give you all the advice on KOF
Would you
and how to take care
of your hair and food.
Would you prefer they just tweet at you instead of in DMs?
Yeah, either's fine. Either's fine. I don't care. Yeah.
So basically, the way that I always treat it is if they tweet at me, then I'm more than happy to also quote retweet their question and answer it so everybody can see it.
Yes.
That's
if
good.
they DM
That's good.
me, then I just
It's
leave
private,
it.
yeah. But I understand some people want to ask things in private.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
of
I'm down
course.
with that too. So yeah.
But anyways, we hope you enjoyed this launch, KOF 15 launch synchronized.
Oh yeah, Hot Shots Golf. I used to play a lot of Hot Shots Golf.
Oh dang! Okay,
Yeah, I'm not great at it or use the ruler, but that's my stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
That's funny.
So yeah.
And again, awesome guy right here. We're glad to call him a friend. Check him out, follow him, and if you have any questions, send them his way. So
We're talking about
you are our whole community spotlight show, actually. Anyway, actually, we should just do the song for Levon. So, community spotlight,
SNK Community Spotlight. We're talking about you. There you go.
Me? Right now?
Not anymore.
All right, what's our song? Oh, this is one of the fire songs we were talking about. Yes, let's close to this.
It's one of my favorites
Yeah.
by far.
And if you ever go to an event, you see me, don't be a stranger, say hi. And if you're a local to the area, show me where the good food's at. That's my main thing. I like traveling, I like eating.
Yeah, he'll go
We all
eat.
like eating.
He'll go eat
Yup.
with you anywhere.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for watching. See you
Bye.
guys later.
All right, take it
Stay
easy.
safe out there. Please social distance. Wear your mask.
Yup.
Get vaccinated. Peace out.
Yes, I did.
Look at you and your Chinese.
Guys.